with no problems. Say if I only could, I'd make a deal with God and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill with no problems.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy UAG, and we got Mad Dads in the building. And I'm being called out by RB saying desperately they need some music, Console Fanboy. Listen, I love Console Fanboy's music, but he stayed hitting me with some copyright. So yeah, we can't have none of his music. He be trying to hit me on the back end with that Spotify. Let's just give a quick shout out to the people here. Billy Wright, Zero Hero.
Yeah, tell Lewis what's up.
Right. Lewis said what's up. Lewis.
You know,
My dad said he's talking the whole show, so don't worry about that.
Forget that, all right? Just remember that. Shoot.
We got Chris, we got
just for that, I'm gonna just shut up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make him piss him off. I'm gonna just be like this, like I always
Billy Wright becoming a member. I appreciate that, brother. Raw. All the people, chairman in the chat was good. Just a little thing. Because of all the super chats that OTG had to read, he lost his voice, so he requested the day off. He is off in recovery. So thank you for all your good service there, sir. Today we got a special treat. We're gonna have Mr. John D. From Arcad1up, the senior vice president of licensing, and he'll be joining us shortly. But before that, it's our show. Damn it, we're gonna chat. So I don't know if you're aware, but there's been some stuff brewing here, right? Today, someone did a premature move. I've been known to do that a couple of times in my life. With that being said, the Nebraska furniture market said, hey, yo, I know that it's supposed to drop tomorrow, but let's see if you're paying attention. And they dropped it. They dropped their pre-order game early. So if you're living under a bridge or something like that, or a rock, you don't know, but they basically let the cat out the bag. You can go ahead and pre-order. It says that's coming out on the 7th of October for them. I know when I ran it, it said that it'll get to me by the 13th of October. So about a week from then,
What's good, man?
I know that's not your title, but I know that you do get excited for these games and shit like that. So getting that buzz, getting all that chatter, everybody's getting excited about that. Are you excited?
Man, I want to get so many, but I can't, man. It's just trying to pick to see what I want. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. I mean, Blitz, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get that. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to get the MVC. It's
what's our problem
it's
is
hard
now?
For me though, man, because I don't really play too. You know what I mean? I play, but it's just I don't play as much of the MVC2, so I'm kind of figuring out what I play and go from there, because it's just too much stuff coming out, man. I don't know what to get, man.
I think me and you need to have a real discussion with John. Like, before, the problems was like, these cabinets, some of them shits is janky. I can't see shit on this. I don't like the layout. The emulation sucks. Now the problem is that every cabinet looks like a banger, and now you want them all, and they all come like close together. Like, dude, people's wallets are like struggling. Like, there's a chokehold on their wallets. Like, you got Marvel versus Capcom, you got Blitz, and you supposedly got possibly Killer Instinct Pro and Time Crisis. If Time Crisis drops before the end of this year, dude, they're gonna get kicked out the house. There's gonna be some eviction notices. Like there's people saying, you know what? Should I get the diapers? Should I not? Like the baby, I'm gonna go old school and I'm just gonna, give a cloth. I'm not even gonna get diapers anymore. You can reuse the cloth.
I'm gonna get that Bounty paper towels, man. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? The quicker paper upper, man. That's all you have to do. But hey, these cabinets, man. The cabinets that's coming out. It's just like I said. I have my cabinets I like, but then it's like, man, like I just don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Like the space is getting in there, for Blitz 4-player, and then you got, MVC. Everybody's gonna be playing that, and then you talking about Time Crisis. Try to find room for that when that comes out, if it's coming out the end of this. Dude, it's just a lot, man. For me, I used to be able to get every single one. It don't matter what it was.
Because they were spaced out, though. They were spaced out. It's like 3 or 4 bangers, like right at the same exact time. Like you don't have any room to like save up or anything like that. Oh, nope. Like, ballers are gonna ball out.
I need to be nice. I need to be nice if somebody be sad or something. I need to take these glasses off and be sad, and then somebody send me one or something.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Who knows?
That's how that is.
Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, these things are getting crazy because, boom, and they're not $300, right? They're 500, 600, but there are great titles, right? You're telling me I could get Blitz, and I could get Marvel versus Capcom 2, and I could possibly get the first, it's not for me. It's probably for you. Like you probably still think that KI Pro is an awesome thing. Oh yeah, right.
That's just plain and simple, right there. Yeah, I mean, I will if I get the Pro. You're
gonna sell that bitch.
I'm gonna sell this.
You're flipping that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is like
still
there's.
I mean, I might switch the monitor though.
But I feel like we're like in a car dealership now, right? It's next year. You got to clear out all old models and bring in the new. Like, dude, I shouldn't have that cabinet right here. I shouldn't have it. I have big.
How'd you get that cabinet, man?
Because it looks so fucking awesome,
you
bro.
got it?
It looks so awesome, and the freaking UI is so clean. I was watching the people. I'm like, I got to see how it plays.
He's right. That's my word right there. I don't know if I can say it. I sell shit to get shit. That's how I do it, man. Stop using my word, CF.
Listen, that's you and him are rented. No, at least you keep yours long enough. He is literally called Rent a Center. Like we talk to him all the time, and he was like this. Yeah, man, I'm selling it. I'm like, dude, you just got it. But I'm done.
Sorry, I'm done. I'm number one, and that's it. I'm out. It's getting sold. That's it.
So I want to know in the chat if any of you guys took advantage of the premature ejaculation of these retailers. Like, did you get on the did you get on the what do you call it, the Target, or did you get Nebraska Furniture Market? Did you cop those? Because listen to me,
he said
I was afraid about Target. Target will get your ass, and you'll pre-order, and then the next day your shit is canceled. They love doing that shit to you, but they didn't do that. Everybody who placed an order so far, they hasn't gotten cancellation. We would have heard about it. It would have been in one of these groups or Reddit. So that hasn't happened, right? Nebraska, if you live in that area, it's good because you don't have to pay for shipping. You can go to the store, pick it up. But I was wondering how many people are going to take advantage of that particular one, because you have to pay for shipping, but you get peace of mind
until it comes out, right?
No, you have to. I think they started. I think they charged it those days.
Wow. Okay.
But what I was going to say is that you don't have to take the the anxiety of not getting it, right? You know that you got it because nobody's worried about Nebraska's furniture market. You don't even have to wake up tomorrow and wonder if it's going to be crazy because this is a title that we're not sure about. Like everybody wants this title, and we're in our own bubble of the home arcade. But there's other people from the casual players to the FGC. All these people probably want this title, so we don't know their impact on the community and whether it's going to make it, whether it's going to cause an issue where the average Joe like me and you won't be able to get it because we're competing with people that never competed with us before.
Yeah, like I said, I usually get every cabinet, man, but I might have to wait till it hits the sale, man. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is now. You know what I mean? Especially for people, I don't know if people know, but being a single father and stuff, you gotta weigh it out. That's why my motto is sell shit to get shit. And that's just how it is, man. For the most part, funds, you get them from you get them from what you sell. You know what I mean? Your other money goes to your kids. That's just how it is.
For the most part, when you do get a new Arcad1up, it's almost like upgrading, right? Like, okay, you had the Street Fighter Legacy. I'm gonna get rid of that because I want to get Big Blue. Or like if you got Big Blue, you'd be like, oh, you know what? I want the new Legacy, and you flip that. So for the most part, you're basically doing an upgrade. Like everybody and their mother got Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on Facebook Market. Like the day that they announced that shit, there was like 600 units, and everybody wants to pay. They want the money that they paid for the unit. Like, dude, you played this shit for almost a year. Like, it depreciated. Calm down. It's not the price. It's not brand new in the box anymore.
What, now they like $299 because they got 3 of them out of there? Is that what you're saying? They got the Shadouken one, and they got Yoga Flame, and then
so
you know what I mean? And then
so you're competing with a couple of things. You're competing with the stores doing like they're trying to clearance their items out. So now you could see Big Blue for like $399. And you paid $600 for it, right? So you're trying to put it for $500. The store got it for $400, and then there's some places that even other stores that probably got even less than that. So you have to, go down to the dirt prices of $200. So remember when you used to be able to sell your cabinets for almost the damn price of what you paid for the unit?
No, you're right.
Now you have 50% or less.
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing now, man.
Now you're 50% or less. So everybody in the chat, if you haven't seen already, the game room guy, right? The game room theater. This dude has a first look at our at the Blitz. I definitely say go check his channel out if you want to see it because it's beautiful. Like I'm tight. I need it now. I'm happy for Marvel vs. Capcom, but I'm even more happier for that one.
Yeah.
For that one, I don't know.
Just itching for, man. Like I said, that might be.
I feel like the Dave Chappelle meme, and I just see the marquee of Blitz. I'm like, I don't know. I need it. Oh,
console frame. I'm gonna get them pros, man. Somehow, I'm gonna get them, man. Just so you know, I saw the question. I saw it.
So. Let's go over what we know so far about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We know that it's coming out tomorrow. We know that an email just was blasted out that it's going to be coming out at 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's 9 a.m. for the West Coast, right? So it's about that time frame. But the thing is, that's the time zone that nobody even knows. Listen,
people know about Central.
Nobody knows about Central Time Zone.
Come on, y'all. Where my Central people at? Hit me up,
dude. When you're watching a show, right, and like they premiere a show, they say 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. They don't ever tell you Central because nobody fucking lives there.
Yeah, y'all tripping, man. It's all right though.
Nobody lives there. This is the center of nothing.
Man.
Okay, now that's it.
It's all right. We'll get it first, though. How about that? You see what I'm saying? We'll get it before you, though. Just remember.
So that's I think you're closer to a warehouse. So that's not fucking fair. That's like cheating.
That's you know, we got like 7,000 warehouses in Texas, so right? We're like right there. Bam.
First of all, so you're speaking to you and speaking to OTG. Like, I don't think people realize how big Texas is. Like, it takes about a day to travel from one end to the other.
Oh yeah, it take a while. Yeah.
When the man told me that he's taking an airplane to Houston, I said, "But you're in the state of Texas." He said, "Yeah, I gotta take a plane there to go this way." I'm like, "This is some bullshit."
You got to take it out, man. I'm telling you, man. Like Dallas from where I'm at is like 3 hours and like something.
See,
like
welcome
that.
to Die Understands. Right now, John D is taking application for dongles. So he's willing to give you the dongle. If you haven't applied for it yet, make sure you apply. He's giving out the dongles. I told him I can hold out. I give the dongles to the other people. Give the dongles to them. I don't want your dongle.
Yeah, OneUp Underground. I'm telling you, he's right. Because you know everybody else done released their stuff. You know how Best Buy was lagging on the other cabinets. Now they might be like, all right, we releasing. You know what I mean?
Now, okay. Notoriously, Best Buy usually gets their shit out last. I mean, like remember
Texas,
when we got when we got the Mortal Kombat, we was the last motherfuckers to get that unit. Yeah. Like everybody got it. I mean, like you could go like Canada got it. No, Canada didn't get it before us. But it was damn near close. It was damn near close.
Yeah. We got it, man.
So I just want to say I think that okay, this particular cabinet. So we know it's coming out 12 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, at least from Arcad1up. You can do Arcad1up direct, where you're not gonna pay anything for shipping, right? What? So is there now? They claim that they're going to be start giving us white glove treatment for buying stuff through there. So imagine like they start with this one and say, "Yo, after 5 cabinets, what is a 6th one? We got to get the bottom of that with John. John, don't think you fucking hide it. I know you're probably in the chat listening and trying to figure out what I'm going to ask you, but you're going to answer some questions. I want to know what the hell does that mean? Like, are we going to? No,
just man. Like last year. It was just like last year. Remember when they gave everybody that $75 just to buy another cabinet? You remember that?
At least give me like $100 off. Be like, yo, here's $100.
They were like, here, you bought this cabinet. Here's $75. Buy another one. That's what they want you to do. That's just how it is.
Well, I mean, they know that you're gonna come back. They have probably like the repeat offenders, right? You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I haven't really bought there. I only bought direct one time. So the other ones always went to the different stores because you know how that is. Sometimes you want to buy it from the store. But see, I guess that's why they're doing that incentive thing.
They have to. Yeah. They have to because at the end of the day, what is the reasoning behind it? Like before, the longest time was like you had to pay for shipping. So they got rid of that barrier. Then what was the other? They started getting it first.
Yeah.
So okay. So if you're removing the barrier of shipping and you're removing the barrier of whether you have a chance of getting it first. All the YouTubers would go ordering on direct. Once they started finding out they could get it first, they said, fuck that, I'm ordering first. I'm ordering on that. Sometimes you just get lucky and you walk into a thing.
I was trying to do honey and all that to see if I can get discount on this site, but it didn't come up.
Yeah, now
honey, what's going on, man?
Honey nodded their head like,
look, Capital One coupon's not working. I was like, okay, fine, y'all. Y'all want to be like that? All right. Yeah.
So we know that you're gonna get it on direct. It's gonna be at 12 o'clock. We know that multiple retailers are gonna have it. We're gonna expect Best Buy to have it. We're gonna expect Walmart to have it. Who else do you think will be getting it? We already know that what you call it, Nebraska market, which I didn't think they were going to be a player in this game. They got it. probably RC Wiley will probably get it, or Willie, whatever you want to fucking call it.
So you don't think I know Walmart, you don't think Walmart would get it, man?
Walmart's gonna get it. Walmart's probably gonna get the biggest order.
I'm telling you, it's gonna come in like late. It's gonna be like, bam, we got it, bam, real quick.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it, and they're gonna probably have the most. Listen, Walmart is their number one consumer. It's Walmart not us.
Plus. You got Walmart Plus, you get something off of that mug. You
do?
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. If you got Walmart Plus, you get like 2-day free shipping on that mug.
It don't matter. We're pre-ordering it, so it doesn't matter 2-day shipping or not. We're waiting.
I'm talking about when you get it, though. I'm just saying, even if you wait a couple of weeks, you're getting it quick. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If you sign up for that, I'm just saying.
Listen, so this is the trade-off that you get. And I'm gonna educate y'all, chat, and y'all probably some old school. Y'all been doing this for a while, so y'all probably don't know, but y'all already know. But what's the caveat? If you go through direct, right? Chances you could get it first. You're not paying shipping, and you're dealing with the company itself. So sometimes they bend the rules in terms of, the warranty period or whatnot. So you have that, and if they do a loyalty program, you're in there. Yeah. You already shown that you bought a couple of CADs from them. Where if you go to another retailer like a Walmart, something wrong with Walmart, you just take that bitch to Walmart. They're gonna exchange it. They're gonna give you your money back. It's boom, 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 boom. Where if
you take back, switch it out.
One up, you're at the mercy of whenever they get through that ticket.
Yeah.
So everything has its advantages and disadvantages. I hope that they sprinkle everywhere gets a good amount, so you could get to your nearest retailer. He said, what about Amazon? I think Amazon's getting it as well, because Amazon got the first Marvel versus Capcom. The thing is that since they do free shipping and they have a big distribution, their stuff goes fast because it's nationwide, right?
Yeah,
that thing goes fast.
Yeah, everybody's gonna get this, man. I'm thinking everybody's gonna get it. Every retailer is gonna get this one, man.
Stool. There's stools coming. John already mentioned that. There's probably going to be a SKU after this initial run for the stool with the bundled in. So it's going to be a while, but that's going to eventually come. But I want to ask him like this: how long is it going to take for them to do a next run? Well, like, for example, if I wanted this before Christmas, is this my chance to get it now, or is there or I'm screwed?
No, I think they're gonna have production of this.
You know what?
That's just plain and simple, man.
Chat, I'm gonna call this motherfucker right now. Because yo, like what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? I know he was flying, but goddamn. Here, let's hear what. Let me call this motherfucker. See what's going on.
All right, let's see.
Dude, where you at?
Yeah, that's 700, man.
You in traffic?
Oh, that's crazy, man.
30 minutes. This motherfucker. You hear him, chat?
That's the end of the stream. What are you talking about?
This guy's crazy. I'll send it. This motherfucker is crazy. I'm about to curse him out. All right.
Yep.
All right. Now the level of disrespect, I'm about to spit in his eye. That's what I'm about to do. But I do got.
Well, let me see how many people, man. How many of y'all like? Okay, I guess you could say 2 for Blitz, 1 for MVC. Which one y'all getting? And then I guess you could put both of them on there if you're getting both of them. I just want to see how many people getting it, because right now I got to figure out which one I'm gonna get. And there we go. Appreciate y'all communicating. Dang, you getting 2 of them? I got to go over there. Who that? 1 up? Okay, I got to. 1 and 2.
Well, John D is right here. Where's John D? This motherfucker, get out of my chat and get on the fucking phone. That's what you could do.
But that's what you could do. Man. A lot of people getting that. a lot of people getting them, like, and getting both of them. There's a couple of people getting both. MGK getting 3. I don't know what the hell.
All right. Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
3,
gonna tell you
getting
this.
all 3.
Secret time.
I mean, is that time crisis y'all adding in there? Okay, I got it. So 3 for time. All right, I get that.
Okay. I hope the missus is not watching. She always catches me late.
Yeah, Blitz. I'm probably gonna have to go with. I'll probably go with Blitz first. That's me. I'll probably go with Blitz first, and then.
I'm gonna have to get both these cabinets.
Like I said, I want both of them, but I'd rather get Blitz first, and then I'll get the other one later.
Yeah, but
or if somebody sell me the PCB, I'll try to do something in that.
Who's selling you a PCB of this game?
I don't know. That's what you don't know. It might be on eBay somewhere.
Okay, but I will say this:
just want the cabinet style. I mean, you know how it is. Some people just don't care. You know,
this guy, right? Welcome to Die was able to get MK4 30th. I didn't think nobody was selling that, and he was able to scoop that. So there is a sucker out there that's willing to sell you something, I'm sure.
Yeah, sometimes people just want the cabinet, man, and then they just want to get rid of it and mod it out. So hopefully I can get one.
But I just don't understand. Like at this point, you're not modding any cabinets to get rid of the PCB board, right? Because I mean they're so high in price that and they've done everything nice to the unit that you really don't have to mod it too much, but change the buttons and sticks and shit like that. But for like Blitz, you're not doing that because you need the sticks because they're 49 weight. The buttons are not that important because you're not playing a fighting game and stuff like that. So the person who's gutting that out, that person's a Riri.
Hey, I'm just saying. I hope somebody does an MVC because then I can put it in a big blue and call it a day. Just saying. I got X-Men versus
football is whack.
Street Fighter, and then I got.
I'm not gonna get fire. I'm not gonna get mad at you, but I understand. Like it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I think that this. I don't know.
Good, man.
You tell me. Like you're not the biggest Marvel versus Capcom 2 fan, but you know that the impact that it has in this community and in all gamers, its significance in gaming history, right? So who do you think is going to have the bigger impact? Do you think it's going to be Marvel versus Capcom or Blitz? Which one's going to blow up bigger?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm a football guy, so I'm gonna go Blitz, man. Just because of NFL. You know what I mean? People like that. I'm just saying that's just me, because I'm just not, like I said, I'm not a real big MVC, fan because I get my ass whooped. So that's basically what's going on. Once you start playing once and get tore up in the air, you're like, okay, I'm done.
Dude, remember when we first got X-Men versus Street Fighter, and I told you my experience. I sold that cabinet so fast.
You hear me? I got 7 wins. It's like 32 or 43 losses. I was winning in the beginning because I guess everybody was, they didn't have it yet. The good ones didn't have it yet. And then next thing you know, I got tore up. Man.
I wonder if it's going to be the same because right now, the good ones have the cabinets, right? Some good people have the cabinet. So now they are aware that 1UP is a brand, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that their killers are going to be there faster than it was in Marvel versus Capcom 1. Them killers are going to be there. And I just want to let you guys know that there is a mode where you don't play online. You might want to live there for a little bit. Get good. Because you're going to get your ass lit. You're going to get your ass lit.
Right there, thinking I'm good and stuff, hitting computer, tearing them up. And then I get on there one game. That's it.
The computer is on another level. That's why the best thing that ever happened to these fighting games are online. Because when you get online, you're competing. Playing the computer, you could do some simple jump kick, and you could beat most fighters, the CPU. unless you're playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That is the cheapest fucking CPU in the whole fucking industry of gaming. But when you play a human being, it brings a whole different factor, right? So you realize really fast that you're not that good.
Yeah, even computers sometimes they change too. Like computer, they got smarter, where they like it's like the first two you defeat, and then after that, they just start blocking everything. You're like, what the heck is going on here? And you get toe up. So I mean, I'm just saying, you really got to
listen. The computer helps. The computer helps.
Yeah, you really got to play it.
The level of disrespect. I say the same thing about the Jets, though. Like,
oh man,
the Jets are the equivalent of like, that it's bad when you go to a Jets game, like everything's on sale. So
I'm waiting for my shirt to come in. I'm gonna be wearing it. That's what I'm saying. Just remember my Washington Commanders. Don't mess with them.
So right. Chat, I want you to keep account of this. So when it does come, I can ask John D this. One of the questions I have is the review that Justin Wong did. Was that post Vegas Evo or pre Evo? Because that will say a lot on what firmware they were running on. Because I believe that he schedules everything. Justin Wong is a full-time YouTube content creator. So he has to do everything in advance. So more than likely, he was playing on the old firmware. So if you see any issues on that, that's going to be something that was running on the old one. Because when we played it in, when we was at Evo, that was pretty damn near close. And again, I'm not saying my expertise. I am not the most, I haven't been playing that game for 20 years straight and know it in and out like these people who are playing in tournaments and stuff like that and make it a career. Like Justin Wong makes that a career. These Infinite SFG, he makes it a career. These people are career gamers. So they know if something is not right. And they were able to pull off infinites. They were able to pull off combos, difficult combos. And they said, dude, it's probably like 1 or 2 frames, right? I want to ask John D, is that was when we were at Evo, was that the most recent? I know it wasn't the most recent because we weren't able to get Wi-Fi in the room, so we weren't able to update it. But it was still probably more recent than the one that was playing on thing. So,
well, just being online, it's just a lot better. You know what I mean? Because you got the firmware, you can get the firmware updates coming in quick. If something happens, they can push it real quick. As long as they push it the right way.
Wait a minute.
As long as they push it out the right way.
Somebody decided to show up. I don't see no picture. So I'm gonna see if he's on there. Let's bring him on.
Okay.
Are you there, Johnny? Maybe it's just an image. Maybe are you trying to tell us something? All I see is your dongle. That was his dongle.
I saw a cabinet in the back. Did y'all see that?
Did you see the cabinet? I didn't see the cabinet. So
I got the shades on, so
he'll rejoin us in a minute. But so I want to ask: is that an old firmware, or was that recent? Because I believe that was done before. Okay, there. I see picture now. Let's see. What up, brother? Thanks for dude. I know you were. I know you're traveling, and so you just landed, and you're in a back of a taxi or Uber. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
So I know you've been watching along.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So the real quick question is: there's a couple of people here that wants a dongle. Where do they apply for the dongle?
Well, you can DM me. And if
Slide in
you're
the
cool,
DMs.
I'll give you my dongle. You know, you can slide in my
Okay,
DMs.
okay.
You know, Yeah.
Slide in the DMs
If
for the
it, you know.
dongle.
Slide
Yeah,
it up.
I know a
So-
few people who want it, so it's cool.
So, since we're on the topic right now, we're talking about the infamous Marvel versus Capcom 2. We talked about how a couple of people did premature ejaculation and came out here a little early. Their pullout game was weak, and
Yes.
now now Target and Nebraska.
Yeah.
So, what to that? What do
You know,
say?
I don't. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out if those are going to be honored, right? And I'm not getting any firm answers on that. I'm getting pretty wishy-washy answers, honestly. So,
That doesn't
hey
give me
guys,
confidence.
yeah, I know. It's unfortunate.
I mean,
but
I
it
know
is what
that you
it
can't.
is.
I know you can't control that. It's out of your. But
Yeah,
if
once
you
they
were
buy it,
trying
it's
to be safe, right?
If I was trying to be
listen.
safe, right? You can if you're able to pre-order tomorrow, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to cancel one of them, right? So, I mean, yeah, I know that's not the answer everyone wants to hear, but I'm sorry
Okay.
about that.
So the question I have for you now, since we're on this topic of retailers and or whatnot, do you know who else would be getting? I know that we have Best Buy already confirming it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that your biggest retailer, Walmart, would be getting a large quantity. Is there any other retailers that we can expect to go out there? Because I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get what they want.
Yeah, man. Amazon getting it. You know, I'm just trying to answer a little bit.
Now he's over here impersonating Welcome to Die.
The shoe department getting it.
Do you think that
Everybody.
do you think he's using Welcome to Die's internet, and that's why he's basically a JPEG?
I'm just surprised he even got on with what's going on right now.
Is that me?
There you go.
You're back.
Stuck again. You just have to wait for me because
Yeah.
I'm on my way to the hotel.
No, that's
in terms
is
of
Amazon getting it?
I don't think so. In terms of
Okay.
pre-
Yeah, you're frozen, bro.
Did he say Circuit City? Like,
I think they said someone said Circuit City and Radio Shack are possibly persons in there.
Nice.
If those two individuals get it, because I remember I still have like my credit card from Radio Shack, and I'm sure I could get like 20% off.
Oh, you still have it active? Okay, I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What you got, about 250 on there?
So John, you're not frozen. Try to capitalize on your Welcome to Die internet.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying here.
No. We appreciate you. We know that you'll get to a better place. But John, so this is the big question that I have personally.
Okay.
When Wong released his review of the pre-production, was that post Evo or pre Evo? I know that it released later, but do you know what build he was on?
Regardless of what build it's on, it's not final. So I don't know why people are trying to say like, oh, this is wrong with this is wrong with that. I mean, you're talking about a build that's not final yet. I mean, at most at the point where he, and it's not a review, it's basically a preview.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's probably around 70-75%. So people can make all these speculations and everything. But I think he was clear about that wasn't a final build. So why don't people just wait and see? We got a good team on this, and if it's not perfect day one, it'll eventually be very good because we're going to continue to update this. So everyone should relax.
So John, you got two, major people in the FGC. You got Wong working on it. You have F-Champ working on it, and you probably have the people that are, in terms of developers for Fly Dojo. Flycast Dojo. So they know the game as well. Do
Yep.
you, if during that pre-production preview, he said it was at about 80%.
75, yeah, 75%.
75. All right.
Yeah.
If you was a betting number, like, you know, nothing's probably going to be 100%, but how close do you think the number would be when you after the day one update?
Well, I'm hoping the offline at least is 100%. You know, I
Okay.
can't guarantee if online is going to be 100% by then. But I have to say this, right? You know, we want to make sure that it gets in everyone's hands at the time, you know, before this holiday season. And just know that if it's not 100% online and everything like that, that, you know, trust that we're going to continue to update this. Trust that we're trying to make this the best version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 out in the market.
Okay.
So buying it direct, is it going to be because you were talking about incentives and, you know, for buying it right from Arcade1up, is there going to be any, you know, anything from there? Like, are you going to give people
You get
stuff?
early? No. There's no incentive necessarily to buy direct from Arcade1up versus Best Buy or whatever. You know,
Okay.
but we'll give you options for sure.
Okay. So in terms of that loyalty list, will there eventually become like a program? Like, really?
Yeah.
We want to.
So-
we want to be able to reward people, right? Or
we definitely did. So the loyalty list people should have already got the email giving more details probably about an hour ago. So if you didn't, let me know, right? But also we have some ideas for a loyalty program that I've kind of talked about last night in UAG's show, that hopefully we can offer those people who are interested in this loyalty program first. So we understand, you know, that you guys spent time on being on loyalty lists. We thank you for doing that, and we'll make it up to you guys. We are planning on a loyalty program, and just stay tuned.
Are you going to go back and like all of, you know, are you going to go back into the accounts and see how many cabinets people registered and stuff like that from that?
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to figure out. So, you know, I want to know from everyone, like for the next 3 weeks or so, 2 weeks maybe, like what does this loyalty program look like? What do people want? You know, we kind of threw out some ideas like if you buy 3 cabinets right away or whatever, you get a 4th cabinet for free, something like that. And if you know, for the next every 3 cabinets you get within a certain time period, you may get another 4th free. So it's some idea like that. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you guys be interested in.
Are you hearing
let's continue
this?
the conversation. Let's continue the conversation. You know, we want to make sure that we have a good loyalty program.
Yeah, make sure y'all register them, man. I always do that just in case.
Always register and
always
definitely let your feedback be heard, because they'll be watching this on the replay, and this is like market research for them, the cheapest market research they'll ever have, right? But
I mean,
John,
what do you guys think about it for reals? I mean, is that something that would you guys be interested in? You know, we don't know if it's right.
I think it's the right thing. You want to give an incentive. Like, why am I going to you where I could go to anywhere else and it'll be an easier return and exchange thing? Why should I go to 1UP? You removed the big thing by removing the shipping. That was a huge barrier in the first place. Right. But if you did something where there's a loyalty program and I bought 3 and a 4th one's free, or, you know, I'm more inclined that I know I'll get it before anybody else does, those are incentives. And I think that would go big in the community. And, you know, the Michael B's of the world would make sure that they wouldn't question their purchases. They're like, oh shit, I need to get that. You know,
like Sosa, right? Sosa, you know, he got like a bunch of them. So that's what I'm saying. Like I had a bunch too, and I registered them. So it's like, is it gonna go back from day one when y'all came out? You know, old Street Fighter, old. You know, or is it just gonna be like current gen stuff? So that's what we need to find out too.
Wait a minute, in terms of the loyalty program?
Yeah.
No,
it's gonna be rolling forward, right?
No, I probably started with like, you know, NFL Blitz and 2 other games, and if you do that, then you get an extra game, something like that. So, you know, it'll be current. the current stuff, and then after
Current
you do
stuff.
that, maybe like you have a period of time where you purchase 3 games and then you'll get the extra game. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't know if the community even wants that.
Oh, they want it, John. They want it. I've
You
been
should
hearing
get a
them
baby
talking about
cage
that for a
free.
minute. But the
No,
question I got for
it's
you,
okay. Nah.
That's messed
the question
up.
I got for you, John, is this: that okay?
So, me,
This is probably going to be a hot commodity for the Christmas season, right? Do you think if I was trying to get this for Christmas, is my best bet to get it on this date, or would there be another run before Christmas?
Are you talking MVC2?
Yes.
I said this last night, and for those people who didn't watch, look, we're trying to do another run before the end of the year. So if you missed out on pre-orders tomorrow, hopefully there's another run that we can provide. So we're working hard to do that.
See, so you got people like JJ saying you reward the community, they're going to direct. That's a fact. So that definitely would drive sales there. But
I think
John,
that's the idea.
The question that I have for you is this: do you think that the impact of like this game, you've been through this already when you released it for the PlayStation and
multiple
Xbox,
times.
right? So you know how big this is for the community and how it's a spectacle. Do you think that this is going to hit an audience that never was even, Arcade1up didn't even think about? Like, there's going to be people in the FGC that want this. There's going to be people who just like Marvel. There's going to be people who don't even know what 1UP is. Are we going to be competing against those people to get these cabinets?
I think so, to a certain extent, right? All of our Marvel games have done well, starting from our superheroes to MVC to X-Men versus Street Fighter. They've all done well. They've also you don't ever see them on sale. I actually have you guys.
There was a price cut for one time for X-Men, but that was $50 for 1 week.
Yeah. I mean, say, X-Men versus Street Fighter, right? I know.
Yeah.
So maybe it got on sale, but it's uncommon. So when you see those games that never go on sale, you know that they've done really well. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2 basically is a more beloved game than everything previously. So
you might be saying the most profound shit, and I don't know what you're saying. So save.
We have to predict. We have to
Wi-Fi.
Predict what he said. Like basically, that was one of the best, games out there. It's probably.
I think what he said was that all the Marvel stuff is done very well, right?
Yeah.
And the Marvel stuff never usually goes on sale. And he's talking about all the way from Marvel superheroes cabinets, that special edition that they had. I hear you now.
Get in there.
10 minutes, get back in. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah, it says, I'm just looking at chat and stuff.
So what he said was that basically, Marvel versus Capcom. No, anything Marvel that they sold has done very well, and that they don't foresee that this goes on clearance, and that if you want this before Christmas, you might want to get on it. They're gonna try to do another run for Christmas.
Yeah.
They're going to try to do another run for Christmas. Jago said something here that was probably, profound. That the FGC people are the cheapest ever. UG, they won't buy. But Marvel fans, they will buy in droves. This is so true. This is something that you're not factoring in. There's people that don't play. They'll probably never touch it. But because it got Marvel artwork on it, they're going to buy it. It's kind of like Star Wars. Star Wars people buy. They just buy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
He's coming back. my man. He just got to this hotel. He's gonna have to get that Wi-Fi. Probably drop a deuce before he gets on on here, and then he'll be back. So Target pre-orders are still uncertain.
Yeah, Troy. That's
So
a good one, bro.
I think from what I reset, Rudy, I'm gonna say this. I think that this is gonna go through because they haven't canceled today, and tomorrow's the pre-order. So why cancel them? Go through all that hassle and headaches of people calling back saying what happened to my order. Just let it go through. If it was a week ago, then I'd probably say that something would be wrong.
You already
But
know that's
I think it went through.
You know, Pac-Man was the number one cab. Star Wars was second, okay? Because Pac-Man I'm just saying.
So OTG, remember what I said in the beginning. If you didn't know, OTG is not with us today because his job is reading the super chats. He read too many super chats. He lost his voice. He requested the day off, and we obliged him with that. He will be back soon.
Sorry about that. So since he is gone, then that's why you're hearing me a little bit more.
We're hearing you a little bit more because you decided to not take a nap during the show.
No, actually, it gives me the chance. No, I'm just saying because it's too much going on. Like you saying something you know what I mean. You don't want to interrupt. I'm just brought up old school.
You have respect.
I don't like to interrupt. I always do the respect.
Yeah, you have respect, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You know, so I just sit here and chill like a bouncer and chill it.
So.
You know,
So we have some questions that we have to ask when it comes back. Now, but what I do want to know, I want to
look at the first episode, right? Look at the first episode.
I want to ask him some questions about Blitz. I think hopefully he had a treat or a beverage or something. He might be a little loose with the lips, loose lips, shink ships, and hopefully he let us know a little bit something because we got 3 in the wild now. We got Game Room Theater, we got Conflicts, and we have John Hancock. Do you think that's his name, John Hancock?
Maybe.
Like, I don't think that's his name, bro. In the chat,
I like the movie.
Y'all watch John Hancock.
No, I like it.
Y'all, a lot of y'all know who he is. Can y'all let us know? Is that his real name? Let us know, chat.
I just want to know about that because I'm just saying the Blitz. I'm just saying I'm gonna try to say it ahead of time. If Blitz got that SD, is what I'm saying in the back. I'm thinking some extra players gonna get put on there. That's all I'm saying. Mods is gonna be happening. I'm just saying something's gonna happen. I'm just saying.
Do you think that we can tell him, like, as a community, that we need to start getting two player decks? 2-player deck options, like save $50, only get 2 players. Can we get that? Do you think that that's something that the community wants, or I'm on an island by myself?
I'm just saying for what though?
For like the 4-player games, like imagine if you was able to get NBA Jams 2-player, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's what I said. I said that last time. I said that I would like the Blitz to be 2-player. That's me.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying that you and me. But are we the minority, or is there a demand in the community for that? Because I think that I don't want to think that a lot of times we confuse what we think or what we want to be what the community wants. I want to know if that's the thing, if the community really wants 2-player things.
It must have had something though, right? Like you would think they had to. Did they ask somebody about that? Like, you know what I mean? Or did they do like a little poll or something somewhere that we don't know about? When they were like, okay, what would y'all like? 2-player or 1-player? I mean, 2-player or 4-player control that.
I don't even have 3 friends, and that's my problem too. Like, I don't have fucking 3 friends to come over. I could barely get my wife to touch one of these units. She look at me like, "Yo, I'm not touching."
I got a lot of friends, y'all. I got a lot of friends online.
My online friends and I don't need them virtually.
That's what I'm saying.
Kids say he just wants a 1-player deck. He said, "I'm happy with 4. 2-player Blitz would be better." See, so there's
it would
people
be
that
great.
I think the demand is there, but I wonder how much of it would affect it would be to add another SKU.
I don't think it'd be that bad. You think they? I mean, they could do it though.
Travis, you're so witty.
Oh man, sad. Sad.
Nobody wants to nobody wants to play that, right? So I really think that it eliminates space too. If they really was thinking smart about it, if you get that 2-player deck, that person could probably fit another cabinet in their house.
So that's the one thing. Do you think they're gonna get a party cade for those cabinets, like Blitz and
I
you know what I mean?
I don't think that they can, and not at this point, because that chipset is so powerful that they have to have that at a certain price point. So I don't think that they're going to do that until they can get those chipsets even cheaper. Right?
Nah, I'm not ordering it, man. I'm not ordering it. I'm gonna have to wait for it, man. Sorry, Emery.
And what they really need to do, and I was on this bandwagon earlier, and I don't know if you've been watching the show a while, then you'll know what I'm leading to. But I really think that they need to do either like a couchcade or a pedestal for fighting games. That should be the new format. Like, especially if you could do a couchcade 1-player where you can have Wi-Fi and you could play like on the Big Blue lineup or the Mortal Kombat. If you could do that on a couchcade, like you remove the barrier of how much. Like, you got to spend $500, $600 to get in it. That's why some of those lobbies could really have a big boost if you did something like that.
No, you're right. Where's it? Armano. You're right, man. Because I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like the same button setup. For Blitz and the NBA Jam, you can kind of like, I don't know. You know how that is.
And then you eliminate the cost of the screen too, right? If you did like a couchcade, HDMI out, you can hook it up to any TV you want. They'll just put it in the right form factor. Just make sure that it's in 4x3, but you're on like a 60-inch television. That would be hot. I really think that that's something that they need to explore, and I think that's probably their next evolution of where they go once they hit all the cabinets that they want. But they have to do something to keep it going. So I believe that they would do something like bring your like a couchcade or a pedestal. You bring your own monitor, then they start selling games, and now you get games on whatever cabinet that you had. That's probably
they can do it though.
evolution.
They can do it because all you have to do is get with either like the Geek Worm team or something like that, and hook it up to the PCB and then just put it in a little, like you said, the pedestal, and bam. Because all you do is run the HDMI up to the TV.
Look, Kits was at a expo over the last week, and he spoke to some people about the build of how they, the way that goes to the monitor, and he said a couple of pins and a connection, and that could be easily switched over to HDMI. So I don't think it would be too much of a dramatic terms of cost of switching from going to one of those monitors to having an HDMI out. Move a couple of pins over and there you go. I really think
they can.
Think that they need to do that.
Now, if they came out with a pedestal, people would like it though. I mean, you're right about that. It's just something new, like you were saying, something new that they can come out with. We already know about the cabinets. We already know all that stuff. Now, they had the Infinity game table. They did all that. They did the couchcade. That's the only thing they really haven't done.
Well, they did a lot of things that they do that they're not very successful. They haven't been successful at. Like the Couchcade, that wasn't a success. But I'm sure if you switch it to a certain title and what I told you to do with putting lobbies on it, that probably would do well. But
that form, I can't remember what that was. See, that's how I didn't buy it. So the where you can stack, you can do the switchable out, and they had the
projector,
the projectorcade, whatever.
That didn't do well.
But I'm just what I'm saying. But if you look, and I said it before, if you look at the style of the actual,
that could have been a pedestal.
They can make that into a pedestal because it was the way the style was. It was good. I'm surprised nobody did that.
I'm sure that they didn't sell a lot, right? And that kind of sucked. I mean, it was one of those products that I don't know if it made too much sense, and the price point was a little too high. But if you would have just sold it as a pedestal, that's all they had to do was remove the projector, keep it as the pedestal, and put the games online, and that would have sold. I think it would have sold.
I'm saying it's perfect. Like I said, it was perfect for the pedestal. If they just had it a little bit more sturdier, just make
it also looked like a wine rack or a shoe rack. It looked like something that you would get from IKEA for like $40. Like that's like the first part of the section of IKEA furniture. They're like that cheap shit. That's what it looked like. So,
don't tell me to do that, bro.
Blitz.
I'll take it off.
Let's switch to Blitz. Do you think that Blitz is? They only had 2 games on there right now. They know they're going to be 3 games. From what he said on MOAT's show yesterday, 99 is having some issues as of right now, but they're more than a month away from releasing this cabinet, right? Are you concerned that third game wasn't on there yet?
No. I mean, me personally, no. Because they'll be able to add something on there. Somebody will find out some way. You already know what I'm talking about, but still,
yeah.
they'll find some way of getting that in there, and they did it to Simpsons. So I mean, what's not to say they can't do it to the Blitz?
Well, the funny thing that you said on Simpsons, remember how long it took them to announce bowling?
Yeah,
remember? And that was because they weren't able to get it to run to the last minute. They got it to run, and that was a phenomenon in itself.
I think that's when they figured out that they can actually run. Excuse me. They can actually run some games on a certain PCB. You know what I mean? With the chips that they have, and go from there. Because I mean, once they got that running, they're like, okay, we could probably run a little bit more stuff on this. Let's check this out. Yeah.
Mystery Encoder, wherever you at. Stop playing with this Terminator 2. Let that thing out. We need to upgrade that unit. We only got 1 game on that bitch. Stop playing. Stop playing with our feelings. Okay? Me, CT Jason, Zohar, and fucking OTG wants to be able to use their units. Okay? God damn it. So there's that. So I think
we got that cabinet back there.
I think Blitz is gonna. Yeah, I don't know, but it's so snappy. It's so snappy.
Yeah,
it's night and day.
You get it for free.
Oh, Console Fanboy Soldiers. What's new?
He saw. Don't worry, he'll buy it again when.
No, this is true. RB has a valid point. He says you can run pretty much anything on anything if you have the proper development. So John D always tells us the formula. It's whether you spend more money on development or you more money on hardware, and that's where it catches off. So it's really kind of like to be able to get Killer Instinct to run on the chipset that is running on. They said that was a daunting task.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got
and we got power.
Guys, sorry. Yeah, I'm telling
No, we
you, like
appreciate you.
freaking LA traffic. LA traffic's no joke.
I mean, that's because
So, yeah,
everybody
you
and their
know-
mom got like 3 or 4 cars.
Oh my gosh. Hey, sorry guys, I'll make it up to you. So I'll stay as long as
That's
you
why
guys
they
want
moving
me
to
stay.
Texas, man. That's what happens.
Stay as
So-
long as y'all want me to stay. Hold on, let me change the light here though. Okay.
So we
How's everyone
left.
doing, man? Fucking I'm home. Not
Hey,
home.
All right, man. We're glad you got to the
You
crib.
you got a seat at the table here all the time, but so we're gonna go backtrack to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We left off with talking about the particular build that Juan was playing, because the reason why I brought up that question, John, is because
You're getting some videos talking about that.
not only that, but I remember when I was at Evo playing it. Now I'm a casual. I don't live on this game. I haven't played it every day of my life like Justin Wong or some of the other individuals that are in the FGC that make this a career playing that. They said when they were playing that is pretty much almost there, and that they were able to pull infinites and do their combos without dropping them.
Well, I mean, like, so we had Jabali, who else? We had Alex Valle, Justin Wrong, Romnito. Who else? Unruly.
Infinite
play it,
SSG.
right? And they understood that it's an early build, but what they saw they liked. And look, it's y'all judging it from an early build, man. Like, judge it when it comes out, and judge it when I mean, it's ever evolving. So we're gonna continue to improve it. I'm not worried.
We have a quick question here. Nooner asks, he said, will there be a version like the Yoga Flame that doesn't have the pedestal selling at Walmart and on their shelves?
Pedestal?
Yeah,
No, like the without the risers, basically the peasant version.
Not for this. I mean, the peasant versions are only for like IPs like Pac-Man.
Okay. Where you want a smaller entry.
It doesn't
fee.
make sense to make one without.
No,
Well,
okay.
I mean, I think we did it for X-Men versus Street Fighter. I don't think we can do it for this.
Okay. So the other question that we had before you left, and I think you elaborated on it, we were talking about, is there a possibility that there'll be another run before Christmas? Because if this is a Christmas gift, is this where we should jump in on it, or are we going to have time to get it?
We're trying for another run. So
that's
for
good.
people who don't get it tomorrow, there's another chance to do it before the end of the year. I'm not going to guarantee that, but we're trying.
We're trying. Okay. So my question for you is a personal one, John. I feel like you're trying to break up my marriage. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you came with freaking Marvel vs. Capcom 2
in 1 month, right?
Yeah, back to back. Like, I got to decide whether I'm going to get diapers or I'm going to get this damn cabinet. And then on top of that, there's a possibility that the Pro might come out, right, before the end of the year. And there's a little birdie told me that there's a time crisis coming. And I know you didn't confirm shit, but if that comes before the new year, I may just have to put in the papers.
Well, as far as diapers goes, there's other materials you can do to wipe your baby's ass.
Get them baby wipes.
Besides that, yeah, I know. It's tough when you have so many bangers back to back to back to back to back. So I apologize for having too many bangers, guys. But it is what it is, right? I mean, sometimes you might have to pick and choose. Sometimes you might have to try to get them all. I don't know what to say. You're making
it hard, bro. You could at least space it a little for me. Because back in the day, you used to have a good spacing. Now, like boom, 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 boom.
I'm trying to decide, John. I'm like, I don't even know. I usually get everyone. I usually get everyone. I can't even do that no more, man.
If I were to truly decide which one, to me personally, if I were going to pick between the two, I'll probably do, and I know this is kind of weird, I'll probably do Blitz. even though I have a long history with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But if I were to pick the two, between me, I'd probably
Yeah, I
take
said Blitz. That's what I said.
Travis asked the question: can you confirm if Arcad1up ships first with these cabinets?
I don't think that's a guarantee.
Okay. We have a $5 super chat from Console Fanboy. Please don't pull emote. Please read this and ask Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom are considered for the holiday cap. So he said, listen to this question. This is a legitimate question. That's why we have it up. He says, is a Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom considered the holiday cabinets, or there's another holiday cabinet coming?
No, these two are your holiday cabinets.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of like the AAA titles, usually we reserve them for the end of the year. So these are your two AAA titles. Is there other titles that may come in and slot in? It's possible, but I figure that that's enough. I figure for me, it's not all my decision, but I think that's enough that Marvel vs. Capcom and MVC2. There's only so many caps someone can buy, right? So if we need to push out other titles, we'll push out other titles, because I don't think it makes sense to put so many titles in this rest of the year, especially have two bangers like that. You know what I mean?
This is UEG said, are y'all going to be maybe thinking about, since y'all have all the other stuff, Infinity Table, you got the arcades, you got Party Cage, you got all that stuff. Are y'all going to be doing any pedestals?
Yeah, we need a pedestal, bro.
A pedestal cab, like a showcase cab?
Yeah, if you imagine, you can remove the cost of having the screen or anything like that. You build a pedestal, HDMI out, we hook it up to whatever TV we want. Dude, bring your own screen.
I mean, we're always researching. We're also researching different form factors.
Dude, fire the guy who brought out the freaking projector cave and tell him to retool that shit and make it a damn pedestal. Come on, man. Come on. Listen.
He was like, you can.
This is market research right here for you, baby.
We're looking into so many different form factors.
Okay, so we have a question for you. What about ratio mode? Is that a thing? Is that a thing coming? Can we see that?
I don't mean to be rude by eating and doing my interview right now.
Listen, we're a laid back show, buddy.
Yeah.
So get in there.
Okay. Ratio mode. Yes, I mean that's something that we're definitely going to try to fit in somewhere in this cycle. But the first priority is just bug fixes and optimization. After that, we can start seeing possible features, additional features, and gameplay features like the ratio mode, because I think that's a great way to play the game. It's a new way to play the game. It's a fresh way to play. This is what I love about Marvel vs. Capcom 2, is because people are still finding out new tech
combinations
20,
and stuff like
30 years later. They're still finding new tech, and then you add in, because there's definitely a tier system for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? Mm-hmm. And even with the tier system, you still find new tech. But now that people are like Justin Wong and other people playing ratio mode, they're playing characters that they haven't played before. So it's like you talk about the infinite possibility of almost infinite possibility of combos. All the permutations of 3x3 versus with 56 characters. You're gonna find new tech all the time because people haven't been playing like serve bots or.
With that being said, John, that has to really make it difficult in terms of QAing, because you have to account for all those players, all their combos. That's got to be a daunting task than a regular fighting game.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, this game has been out since, gosh, what year is that? I forget what year. Long time ago.
It's back in the day,
right? Yeah. Early 2000s, maybe. Right. And there are known bugs, known glitches, that pros have been finding out for a long time. So we got to make sure those are in, happy birthday bugs and everything. But I don't think I don't think ratio mode has anything to add differently to it. you know, this game has been out for a while. People know what to expect with it.
So, John, we got a couple of questions I want to throw out real quick. Someone asked, will Blitz ship on the 26th as they show by retailers? Do you think that's roughly a good date estimation?
I can't. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
John, would it be possible in the future where these PCB boards will support third-party controllers like a joystick or something like USB joystick?
I mean, we're already doing that for like a few of our SKUs already, like the counter K and party K. If it makes sense to do it for a 3/4 scale.
Dude, it does make sense. You know why? Because your tools are a part of you. Like if you're a person who's into fighting,
I mean, you
probably have your own stick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. But it's tough though, right? Because you have a few stick makers out there. Razer, who else are good stick maker? Is Mad Catz making any more sticks?
They're basically still in the game.
Yeah, and those sticks are made for like the new consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox One S, Switch, and all that. And they all use different drivers, different controller drivers. Yeah, even for the PC, you know, there's a big reason why the FGC doesn't really use PCs for tournaments, because of everyone's particular personal fight stick that may have to have a different driver or may not have a compatible driver with the PC. That's why you don't see it, right? And then putting that into Arcad1up, right? So, you know, we'll have the same issues.
Well, you can put a disclaimer there that not every stick is going to be supported. That's up to you to find out what stick.
No, for sure. I'm just telling you the challenges of trying to do that.
But you know, we always like options. Options is always good, right? So that's definitely some feedback that you could take to your team there. With that being said, let's just comb really quickly here. There's some people that just play with fight pads and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? Because, you know, not just sticks. Like I think more
Hitbox.
You know, Sonic Box. Who else? There's so many pad players now, and so you add that element to it, and then just even in the FGC, there are people still playing on like PlayStation 2 controllers with dongles and everything else. You know, trying to play Street Fighter 5. So like all those variables, you know, the thing with fighting games, like your controller is like your samurai, right? You know, and that's super specialized, and everyone has to pick the right samurai to go into war. And you know, when I was doing you know, tournaments and everything else, like, you know, try to get this compatible with people who using PlayStation 2 controllers, Xbox One controllers, or all of that, and then plus sticks and everything else. That's why it's kind of difficult, right?
John, there's a question for you. These games that you already released, since you know they said that a lot of these games, these new games like Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was considered impossible. Would you consider doing a collaboration like having NBA Jam and Blitz together, Open Ice, and hits like those things?
No.
He's like NBA and NFL. I don't know.
I mean, it's just like there's only so much royalty.
Financially, it just doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't. Like, you know, every league is gonna want their cut of the pie. They ain't gonna want to share it.
When you have
what about the stools, having the stools to be able to handle 200 to 300? I don't know.
You know,
Rainwater said he has a fat ass and he needs to be able to get that support.
I mean, I don't know if he's 200 to 300. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, I actually don't know the weight limit of our stools.
You need to make an XL. Like, oh, there you go, $1 million idea. You already got the XL cab. Give us the XL stool. Make it like a lazy boy recliner. Boom,
Yeah,
boom! I want a piece of that.
There you go, Rainwater.
Eat what you want, guys. Eat what you want. Play what you want.
Yeah, there you go.
So, okay.
Is that my shirt though?
I like that. I like that. Marvel
You know what
versus
that is?
Capcom. That's I don't know the name of that fish thing. No,
Just Shuma Gorath.
I thought
yeah,
that was a
they would question the if that name was going to be in the game.
That's like, this is like one of a kind and shit. Someone made it for you.
Someone made it for you.
Well,
Or was it the artist?
It was licensed at Capcom.
Oh, the goodies that you used to get.
This is all Stitch. It's not even a print. It's Stitch.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Dope,
That's
huh?
cool. It almost looks like my 7 Deadly Sins shirt. I don't know if you know about that. I don't know if y'all know about that.
7 Deadly Sins?
The anime. I don't know if y'all know about that, man.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
I'm not too much into anime. Not that I judge,
Don't judge nobody. Don't piss in their cereal. Some people like bangers. Some people like screensaver.
Like what you guys like.
So John, let's talk about this Pro cabinet. I know that it's been on the back burner for some time.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to assume that the biggest caveat on why it hasn't been out already was because of the screens. I don't think I gotta, I don't think that you wanted to spend that with the TN screens. So what's going on with that now?
Yeah, we're just trying to source enough screens, hopefully to come in before the end of the year. For 19-inch BOEs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
and
I'm gonna
come in before the end of the year. So we're just waiting. If it doesn't come in before the end of the year, it'll come in early next year for sure.
So no cancellations. That's coming out. You'll be able to get it. And that's going to be only through direct, right?
That's correct.
Oh man, can you do it like the special box, like the way you did Dragon Slayer, like that nice label, like the white glove? That's a good
question. I think that's the idea. I think it's going to have that Supreme packaging.
Okay.
Now that's cool packaging, really.
That's
hard to
good.
throw it away when you see it,
Okay. So, so is that the last thing that we think of? Is there anything? Is there any possibility that there's something up your sleeve that we are not accounting for?
Yeah. Even if there is, I think the idea is to push it off. I think there's just too much right now, between Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and
not even a re-release of something, like nothing new, like set a re-release, something that somebody really wanted. Like let's say I wanted the original Rampage, or I wanted freaking Star Wars or Burger Time. Is that a possibility that a re-release that everybody's been clamoring for, because people pay triple the price to get some damn the original Centipede?
No, you're right.
It's hard to say. But if it were my decision, I wouldn't put anything more into the market, But it's not my decision. We got 2 bangers here, man, and then possibly a Pro. I mean, sometimes you can be off. You can be offering too much, So
no,
I don't know.
I like to read it in between the lines, and you make sure to emphasize that you don't make the decision. So if you said you make the decision, you wouldn't do nothing. But you said that you don't make the decision. Therefore, I read that there's something coming.
There's always something coming. Always something coming. I mean,
that's what he said. Man. You remember what he said? He was trying to get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, sometimes I don't know.
Put the new stuff in,
stuff.
So
I want to get involved. I want to get involved.
John, let me tell you something. All these companies are clearing up shelf. They put a lot of your stuff on clearance. That leads me to believe, okay, they're clearing more than just for two pallets of stuff. There's got to be something else coming. Because
well, let's make this clear. I think the only things that's already clearing out are things that a lot in the market, and then in markets that really don't sell expensive items anyways. So when you're seeing those prices in Walmart, you're not seeing them in the coast.
Well, they don't have them on areas. Like, they rarely have them in the stores now, right? But with the question, you
don't see them in Texas.
Don't try to. I see what you're doing there. You're steering me to something else. Answer my questions. Why are they giving up so much space? Is it because something else is coming? I know you have to be honest with the community here. The community needs to know.
It's always like that when you're doing markdowns, for older product. It's always clear space. But there's been these rumors that, like, Walmart or Best Buy or whatever is no longer with us. So it's totally not true, and you'll see that.
Walmart is your biggest customer. Like, I think what would happen is that they're like, yo, this takes up a lot of space, and most likely we're shipping it, and we're just gonna ship it.
No, it's when you're dealing with retail space, especially for big item products, right? You have to sell through quickly on things that take a lot of square footage, because they basically set out a floor plan and have revenue per square foot, right? So the bigger the items are, the more revenue they need to make per square foot. So for items that aren't selling through, each Walmart has the opportunity to mark down as much as they want, but usually see those markdowns in different places outside of the cosmopolitan areas.
Mm-hmm. Walmart be putting them in them lanes too.
And you know what I hate about? I live in a an urban area.
Turns, whoever said that is smart. That is critical.
I live in a city area, so we never get those sales.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. That's true. It's usually in less populated areas.
So. Do you foresee, because of that, your business is changing? You weren't in the business of shipping shit when you first came out, and now you are offering free shipping. Did that change the game for you guys?
I mean, it's always advantageous when you're doing direct to consumer, because you get away from those retailer margins that you have to pay. Because the reason why you pay retailer margins is because they have distribution centers. They have their already system to be able to take inventory and deliver it, right? For a small company like us, right, we don't have that system, so our quantities can never be as big as, say, a Walmart or Best Buy or Target. But we need to get closer as we grow. A bigger part of our business has to be direct to consumer, because there's a benefit to that. We can do things that other retailers can't do while not directly competing with them. So I don't know. Does that sound too businessy?
It did, but I think our audience is smart enough to understand that.
No, I know. I'm not saying you guys are smart. I'm just worried if it's not entertaining.
No. So the question that I have for you, John, is because you brought this comment on MOAT's show yesterday, and you mentioned this on my show when you first came back, when you just came back to the community. We had a very, a long conversation.
You make me cry again? I've been a big crier lately.
Dude, I think it's in our age. Once we get a certain age, we get sensitive.
You don't care anymore. You don't give a fuck. You just
just let it go.
Show your emotions, You don't care.
But so the question I have for you, John, is this: you already said that you sold 2 million cabinets.
We know that like almost 3 million, at least over maybe 3 million.
So 3 million for sure. Okay, I know the magic number. Talking to you back so many moons ago, that a 5 million. If you made 5 million and you got 20% attachment rate, you can guarantee the publishers that, listen, I could get you into 1 million homes.
Right.
Yeah, right. Is that how close are we to that as a reality?
So 20% attach rate is very high, regardless. That's a high percentage, but it depends on the title, right? So if you have a hot title, 20% is like your AAA titles may get 20% attach rate. But I'm saying that in the best case scenario. I think a digital model really doesn't work unless you have millions and millions of units out there. That's why like Steam does well and PlayStation 5 does well, and Nintendo Switch Online does well, not as well, but and then Xbox, they do well, right? It's because smaller companies have a huge install base to be able to sell the product to, and if they even get 1%, they're making money, right? But if you only have 10,000 out there and you're doing a digital model, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you can't pay off your minimum guarantees that you owe to your licensors. You can't make them any more money.
You can't promise them money because you don't know for sure.
Yeah, even if you sold 100% of your, every one of your 10,000 install base bought a $5, $9 game, you ain't making anyone money because you're still paying costs for development. You're paying costs for publishing, all the costs that involved in that. So when I'm saying that, when people ask why do Arcade1up, why don't we sell digital downloads? Well, I think it's because it's not lucrative right now. However, we're getting to the point where I think we will. Sheila,
PCBs. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just being real. We'll get to a point where digital downloads make sense.
I don't know what just happened.
I got one thing though, because you haven't said it in a while.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen too many of them. Are you going to be doing any pinball machines anytime soon?
Oh gosh,
you know what I mean? Like any
upgraded in our current configuration is just difficult. It's
okay.
But I mean, when we first announced it, gosh, when
it was back then, it was
Ralph and Justin first started, even their like first episode of Arcade1up Weekly. Like during those days, that was pre-COVID, right? And I think we were trying to hit a price point of like $4.99.
Yeah.
To be able to use those, those two screens plus all those parts and the licensing and all that, it's just right now it's not a good time because it doesn't make sense for us cost wise.
I was just checking to see if y'all had that in the.
I mean, I think we will revisit it. I think maybe we might even revisit models that are, has less features and at a cheaper price point, not necessarily for our community, but for entry level people wanting to get into the the digital pinball space. But I don't know if right now is the right time to re-release it in the same configuration that we are.
Okay. Really quickly here, we got a $2 super chat, and this one I hold near and dear to my heart. Fanboy says, "Yo, it has a 12-game Capcom Konami legacy ever been brought up in meetings?"
Of course, it has. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So if we was to do that, let's just say hypothetically, what kind of games would you like to see?
Double drill, man.
I probably would have a few SKUs. So the old school
Contra.
The old school Konami ones, they would have a vertical screen. So I probably do like level, the first version of the Konami legacy, but super old school stuff, right? Konami and Frogger and 10 other games on the vertical screen, because them like Namco had a lot of vertical screen games, right? And then I probably go through a beat 'em up, beat 'em up, because they had a lot of good beat 'em ups like Violent Storm and Metamorphic Force and Sunset Riders and all of those stuff. And I probably have a beat 'em up cab. And then I probably would do a sports cab with a whole bunch of sports games. That's just me. That's my wish list.
Would Run and Gun be one of those sports games?
Yeah, Run and Gun 1 for sure.
Oh my god, yeah.
Run and Gun 1.
That'd be a buy for me.
Right? With the sports games, like it would be my dream if we can do not only just the track and field, but the track and field with the rollerball too. But we'll see how that goes.
So are there any other publishers that you would consider doing a legacy cabinet for that we haven't seen already?
It's like every one, that we haven't done, we're looking at, right? It's not cheap.
No,
you're talking about 12 games that you got to license and then figure out it'll earn out. Some IPs are worth more than others, just a matter of fact, right? 12 games from Sega is worth way more than 12 games from Taito.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, how do you decide?
No, but it's economics. It's economics, my friend. Right?
I was gonna say how much.
Can we ever see a Data East cabinet with
No.
maybe RoboCop. I know that that's. Oh, I know the answer to that, but John, I want you to just sometimes
Okay, I'll
put
tell you
yourself
why.
in my shoes and say,
I'll
like,
tell you why.
damn, tell
Look, y'all remember RoboCop? RoboCop, I gave that probably a 7 out of 10. It's a cool game, looks
Yeah, it
nice.
was.
The cabinet, the joystick was kind of cool, almost like a Atari, if I remember. And the game was cool. It's a good side-scrolling game, and dude, like those graphics look like RoboCop, right? Then you got a licensed RoboCop, and then Data East, which is now what? Gmode, right?
Mhm.
You got to license that, and Gmode may not even have any more gameplay rights. And then you got a license from I think Universal, whoever owns the movie IP, right? And then you got to figure out, well, okay, you got one game, like what other games you gonna throw on there? Will the Universal will the IP who owns RoboCop allow for any other IPs?
But
And then
if you're being a double advocate, you're gonna say what you did that for T2. You put one game.
Yeah, but T2 is different. T2 is a great IP, right? T2 is a great IP. Like the problem with T2 was we had no other choice but to put one game, or else it just didn't make sense. You got to pay out a lot of partners, right? Carol Co, freaking, it's like 4 different Arnold himself just to get the image, all that stuff. Like, I think in hindsight, look, if I know the game got a lot of hate, but for the people who have it, talk to them. They pretty much like the game. I think we could have done things a little better. It's unfortunate only one game could go on there. It's good learnings, but people who have that cabinet really enjoy it.
Okay, so basically, it looks like Works Jacob said, excuse me, was KI 3/4 scale sales a disappointment for 1UP?
I don't think so. I think it also was hindered a little bit about the
The Pro, right?
price point.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
If we were to put it at $499 today, that will sell out, right? Okay, I can't hear you.
It was the first cabinet at that new price point, right?
$699, right?
And I think it had an uphill battle to deal with.
All of those at that time. Remember, people thought we were going to. I told y'all.
You told us the price would go back down.
Haters saying like, oh, they just want to try to raise prices, but you saw that that was during that certain time, and we also saw that it was tough for people at that price point. I think at $699, there's definitely there's good value cabinets that you can put at $699, like the XL or driving cabs and everything else, right? But yeah, I think the only thing that was hindered, I think KI just came out at the wrong time. Now, having said that, I think it still did well.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that, like, because tell you the truth, I had I was gonna get it no matter what, but I knew that when y'all announced that the Pro, it was like the Pro came out right, like you announced the Pro, and I think that kind of hurt it to me.
That hurt it too. I think that was a mistake, to be honest with you. And also, again, there was a lot of uncertainty. I mean, we freaking announced that at the beginning of the year. It still hasn't come out yet for a variety of reasons, right? And then so a lot of people were waiting, KI fans like yourself, were like, what do I do? Do I wait for KI Pro or do I buy one now?
You already shot yourself in the foot with that one.
I think that was a challenge. And so, there's learnings. There's learnings for that. I think we'll do better next time. But KI Pro's not dead.
KI Pro's not dead. So
I need to hear.
But I also have to say this though. Also, KI Pro will be limited. So if you're waiting, like KI fans, if you've been waiting for KI Pro, and you really just want to play KI, I would suggest find a regular KI, because the KI Pro, I mean, it'll be a limited stock.
Like,
Just being honest.
when you say limited,
It's less
If
than
I-
3,000.
less than 3,000.
Definitely
Is it less than? Is it less than 1,000?
That I can maybe disclose closer to, because we don't know yet. It's just all depending on how many screens we can source.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
this is the only problem that I have with that, John, is that when Scalper hears the word limited, they end up buying shit and then they put it on eBay for double the price.
Well, so that's just the nature of our collectible business, right? We're not making it limited just to artificially increase the price.
You're not doing Jordans. You're not doing Jordans.
No, but it's similar in the sense that we have such a big fan base that people like to flip it, people like to have the limited stuff, and so they eventually anything limited is going to just be in the aftermarket a higher price. But we're not artificially doing that.
So I mean that's because theoretically, like it should be. You should be like, oh no, if you waited this long, you might as well wait for KI Pro.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to
Because you would make more. You would make more money. But you're saying
exactly.
no. Go ahead, go get the one that's out there because you know you're gonna get it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's anyone who's been waiting. I would say don't wait. Just get KI now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got it when it went on sale, though.
Yeah, and you see, like that's why, like, I'm not disappointed about the reception, because we know at a correct price point it'll just sell through. It's that good of a game. Like, not many people thought we could even pull it off in terms of the emulation.
Not on the hardware that you're running on.
And so it's a great quality game. No one complains who has it. Like, if you have it, you ain't complaining.
And they just did a update, and it's almost like a year from the release to do an update this late in its life cycle. That's pretty astonishing.
Yeah, it's good now.
Props to like Code Mystics. They take it seriously. They still updating NBA Jam 3 years later.
It's because they take pride in their work and their name, right? When you see the stuff online about emulation, they're like, I did it I didn't do it. They take pride in what they do.
Yeah, they respond.
They're the most responsive out of anybody.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and they're doing this for the fans in the community. They don't need to be putting all these updates out there. I mean, it's they're doing it just for us, and because they take pride in it. It's I give them props. Like, super respect to the Code Mystics guys. Jeff Alvazor and his team. Like, they helped us make.
The only problem I have with them, they're not big enough. We need them to be on every game.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, we have other good developers too, but they're not second party.
But you know what? It's funny. Like, they're the best. They're considered the best. Like, if you were to put a tier of like the best cabinets, they're usually associated.
NBA Jam, one of them. You already know that.
Yeah, I mean, they push the limits on. I mean, they're the first ones to add online play to our cabinets and figure that out. And then we, I mean, I'm always talking them up because they deserve it. So but we also have other good developers.
Yes, you do. I mean, listen, like some of the most popular cabinets are your Capcom ones. That's not
the Capcom
them.
ones
And they're not developing that, and they have features that we wish we had on other ones.
Exactly,
as well.
right. So I mean, each one of
the pros and cons of each and one, right? So real quickly, I got a couple of questions I really want to let before I forget. Are we gonna put the nail in the coffin in iArcade and release that Double Dragon?
That's a tricky question. So I don't
listen.
Think
I said it. You don't. I said it. They can hate me. I like the hate. I just want to know: Are you gonna? Is that a thing? Because that cabinet looks sexy.
First of all, I think they appeal to a different customer. They appeal for someone who just wants one cabinet and wants it, to download some modern or, a little bit more obscure games, which are cool, So I don't really see them as competition. So I think like, if you have 3 Arcad1ups, like it's sound to buy an arcade versus another Arcad1up. I mean, I think it's complementary. So I just want to say that, so no bad blood with the Arcadians and everything like that.
They don't have no bad blood. They love you. I think this it's no. Listen, I spoke to some of them, and they love you. They think that you're the best. They talk about you more than they talk about their own product. They love you.
No,
so
and it's all love. It's all love in the community, And sometimes it's a friendly rivalry. But
stop talking. Stop talking. Answer me. Am I getting this double dragon?
I don't.
It's
think,
in the picture.
I don't think there needs to be another double dragon in the market. I mean, if you really want double dragon, press 1 in the chat. But I don't know. We're still. I mean, we have the license. We just don't know, like, if we should.
That's all tongue in cheek. Rainwater, I'm joking. I don't want you to die. I love you guys. Listen, I will say this. I love competition. Competition is great for all of us. It pushes the limits, right? Like, I don't know, like people. I don't know if Arcad1up would have came on with online gaming if Ad Games didn't try to do it.
Well, check this out, right? I mean, if you want to be, I'm going to speak from a fan perspective. Right? They do a lot of things that we don't do, that I wish we were doing. They got an HDMI out. I think that's great. Their wood's a little thicker, even though I got thick wood personally. I think that the buttons are pretty good, and I want to use, and we're getting there. We're getting, higher quality buttons and sticks. What else? Like the downloadable model, that's pretty cool, and being able to play different types of games. So, like, look, it helps my case internally. It's like, hey, we gotta do some stuff better. So that's what competition breeds. Competition breeds better products.
This is a good question here, and I think I missed it before. Travis says, for any reason, can the community do a crowdfunding for software update for the lobby so we can have a better lobby experience?
You know what? If you guys are really that, let me think about that. Let me think about that a little bit more. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but it's one of those things I have to really think about all the ramifications of that. What that means.
Okay.
Console Fanboy says thoughts on MK2 Pro. MK2 turns 30 next year.
Yeah, it does. It totally does.
I thought you were gonna say it.
Hey, Jedi,
go for it.
check your junk. Check your junk. Go down and check your junk, and then see if you got that email, because you should have. If not, I'm sorry, but either way, tomorrow, start refreshing on the Arcad1up.com site.
So the email says at 12
it does
PM.
say that. Okay, I'm going to caveat that though, right? Like I've always said, it may say it starts at 12. Doesn't mean that
the other people, right?
Might start later, might start earlier. I just want people to, I want to give you a heads up.
So someone, brings up Double Dragon Neon. That's a little bit of a modern game. Could you mix those up? Eventually there's gonna be a time where you run out of titles, right?
I don't know if you'll run out of titles.
It's a bunch of two button games.
Man. A lot of stuff. We haven't even got to the modern arcades yet, right? We haven't even got to the Raw Thrills yet. We haven't even got to.
But the question is, the reason why I'm asking this is because you want to give more value to a particular IP, and if you stay within that realm, you could go to a little bit more modern games, that modern retro games.
like for Turtles specifically, right? You could, if you wanted to refresh that, you could put a Shredder's Revenge if you wanted to.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Or if you, I don't know, if you did Atari, you probably could put like the Recharge series.
That would be amazing. That's the stuff that would get me excited for particular, like especially some of those older IPs.
Anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible.
I told you never to use that phrase here again.
It's true. Anything is possible. If you believe. If you
I-
believe.
You know, I also believe in magic jumping beans. I bought a unit. They hustled me. Well, that's another story. So with your you're talking about future games. Let's go ahead. I had a question. We talked about the Double Dragon. We talked
You said
about
driving
Pro
cab.
coming out. Driving cabinet.
Another driving cab.
What is there one in? Okay, the question. Okay, I see. People don't ask these questions. Is it a traditional driving cabinet? Are we going to go back? Are we
listen
saying
to
that?
too many leaks, man. I know what you're getting at.
I'm just saying, like you
There's
the
different
driving.
styles of
It's technically
games,
a
right?
driving cab, right? But
Top-down driving games. There's third-person driving games. There's first-person driving games.
yeah, like is it
Isometric
different?
driving games. We have them all. Okay, we have all the licenses.
So when you say
driving
driving game, it could be any one of those things. So like you know, someone told me something about super sprint. It's like is like a super sprint a possibility? Like that a little different.
Come on, look. If we could do Blitz, if we could do NBA Jam, if we could do Harvest.
So what would be the limitations on that?
They're trying to do off road.
The limitations would be you have to have a good quality stick that does that all that turn, like, you know.
Actually, no, not necessarily. That's just a freaking that freewheeling wheel is not. It's not that. That's easier than a force feedback wheel for sure.
So would we? Okay, let's say if that was even a possibility, would it be a 2 or a 3?
Gosh. Look, I think that in a 3/4 scale, having a 3-player, 3-wheel and 3-pedal doesn't make sense. It's just too cramped for a 3/4 scale.
Okay.
There's official 2-player ones. Again, this is just all R&D research. It's all hypotheticals, but I would imagine if you're really talking about those isometric or top-down driving games.
See, like John, that would be the perfect one because you hit 2 things. You hit the requirement for Michael B. It has to be an 80s game, and you hit the other requirement that it's a driving game. So you're 2 for 2 right there, baby.
Yeah, I just don't think, to answer your question, I don't think it makes sense to do 3. Maybe 2.
So, with that being said, a lot of people like me, Mad Dads, we're running out of space, bro. But you coming out with these freaking 4-player cabinets.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing 2-player cabinets? I think there's enough demand in the community that we should be able to have an extra SKU to have a 2-player cabinet for those people who want these games. It's just that because it's 4 players, we can't get it in our homes.
Yeah, I hear you. We've heard that feedback. Like, should you do a 2-player Blitz versus a 4-player Blitz? Or things like that. Especially now that you have online. I think it makes more sense. But, we'll continue to get feedback from the community if they really don't want to see 4-player.
I think it's got to be an and, not an or, right? I think we need to have
right.
Just give us another SKU. If that has to be a little more of a limited one, then so be it. But you're eliminating a good part of the market that says I just can't afford to give that much square footage for a 4-player game where I could get two 2-player cabinets.
Understood. It makes sense. Totally makes sense. I mean, the footprint for a 4-player is pretty significant.
Yeah, did somebody? I was wondering how y'all decided on that. Like how decided? Cause I thought it was gonna be a 2-player at first, and then I saw it was 4-player. I was like, oh,
for Blitz?
Yeah. To tell you the truth,
I think it's because NBA Jam did so well.
Okay.
And also, look, if you're
look at that screen.
Yeah, that's still I don't know. I mean, I love it. I still don't know how that's going to be with 3 grown-ass men on that shit. I'll tell you why, though, a 4-player makes sense, right? Because even if you have 2 players, you have a lot more room because you could go on the edges. right?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that alone, even if you have like the player 1, player 4 significantly farther apart and have enough room. So
Yeah, but
that's
then,
why we would keep that configuration.
yeah, but me personally, like when I was playing with my son on NBA Jam, it's like you had to be over on the left-hand side. So looking at the screen is a little, you know what I mean? You're not looking
Yeah.
kind of like right there in the middle. So
Yeah,
it's just
because he's a kid, right? But if you're an adult, 2 grown adults, I think it's enough room to play NBA Jam on player 1 side and player 4 side.
yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I just think that has to be a option there.
No, I
Eventually-
get it, but I'm just telling you one benefit of having a 4-player panel is that 2 grown men can basically play comfortably on one cap.
No, and I agree with that. And I agree with that.
Even 3, maybe.
Probably level it
Maybe
out.
3, but not 4.
So
4 is a novelty. You can put 4 kids in a row.
Let's talk Blitz.
Yeah, Blitz.
So everybody's brain is about to explode because they saw only 2 games on that one preview, right? This game is over a month away.
Yeah, more.
So,
or so.
What are we talking about in terms of that? What's the reason that that's not on there?
Because that was like they're supposed to be previews, right? Not much gameplay should have been shown, but it's okay. From what I saw, it was fine at least, thank goodness. But you can tell it's an old build. Like there's only 2 games on there. Come on, guys, wake up.
What was the biggest challenge for that particular game? Is it the ability to use the 49-way stick? Was it online gameplay?
For
Probably
99
the players, I would think.
For you in terms of development for Arcad1up, what was the biggest challenge in that?
Well, the biggest challenge is, you have to work with the code itself. It's support. It's not an emulation. So you're working on old code, and that's why, coders speak in their own language, right? They speak in their own style, like it's a style of writing, just like how you write. Some people are very verbose, and some people are very concise, right? So when you're programming a video game, it's no different. And so when you're trying to translate this code and putting it into a different system that was not meant to be, right? And when you're trying to optimize that, because back in the day, maybe optimization wasn't a big thing, so they wrote all this kind of code that wasn't super optimized. So the challenge is like, how do you get this old code imported? Because emulation has shown not to be effective for these games. Right? Play these on MAME, and they ain't running at consistent 60 frames per second. They ain't running at 960p or whatever it is, right?
Dude,
So
me and OTG was trying to get this, and it wasn't even on the arcade port. It was a Dreamcast port,
right?
And it had so many audio glitches in there. Again, you can't complain; you're playing it for free. But I can imagine these are some of the top minds that are getting it to run.
No,
and you guys are.
These are the almost exact same people working on it.
No, I'm talking about the fucked up version. So you got the people that are actually created the game. Like, though they're working right now in Raw Thrills, these are the people that were the original owners. So they have a sense of pride for this game, and they know the ins and outs of it.
You have to understand, if it's not been emulated well in MAME or FB Alpha, there's a reason why. Right? Because like you see so many great games emulated really nicely on those platforms or those emulation platforms, and if it's not, that means that they can't figure out how these developers have been doing this, and then maybe the hardware is really like unique and everything else. But I mean, Blitz is one of those cases where it's really, really tough to emulate. So that's why we went the port route. And then if you're going to go to the port route, that's not sometimes more efficient, because then if you're having programmers who don't speak that same language as the original programmers, then it's just not efficient. So this is why the reason why we went straight to the same people.
So
Tamel and
If it was the other way around, you probably would have went emulation. But since you were able to get the original source code, people, that you
Yeah, I mean,
you
but
went
also
for it.
like emulation, like when you have to alter, games and different gameplay aspects of it, whether it's the late hits and and other parts of the game, it's better to work with the code than the emulation.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it's amazing the level of detail and the amount of work that goes into it for these two particular titles.
Yeah, I mean, y'all look. If you guys don't want to play this version, don't play this version. That's fine. I think it's just a feat for us to be able to re-release this to a new generation of fans. These new generations, what do you even call them anymore? I forget. My kids. Okay, I'll call them my kids.
Millennials.
Oh no, actually, millennials are like 40 now.
Yeah.
The millennials are 40. It's Gen Z, right?
Yeah, Gen Z. Yeah, it is.
I mean, football games are evergreen, right? And there's only been one three real football games, but one really good one, right? And so
don't say 10-yard fight. Don't say
10-yard fight. There's Tecmo Bowl, and then there's NFL Blitz, and so it's like, the NFL was really happy, to re-release this because they knew the history and the importance of it, and they're going to introduce this to a young generation. But that comes with responsibility, right? And so if you're my kid's age, 10, 12, never played the football game like this, they're going to have fun with it. It's great, All that other stuff, yeah, it's cool too. I'm not gonna diminish that late hits isn't, fun, but the real fun is like if you watch those gameplay videos, guys, you're rolling. It's like Madden, but faster and more exciting. You're rolling to the left, you're rolling to the right. You're finding your open receiver. You can it even more. I think in some parts it has even more control than Madden because of the 49-way joystick or justice control, where you're going for the interception and then you just crank it all the way and then you dive for the interception. So this is for a new generation of fans, and you can say, oh, well, they can play my Dreamcast. How many people have a working Dreamcast? How many people have a working, PS2, all that stuff? And this is online play. So, so I get it. I'm not going to minimize people who are disappointed that,
there's options. If you don't want it, don't get it. But I'm sure that there's going to be a healthy fan base for that.
They were talking about a football fan, buy this game. And if you want to play online, this is the only way you're going to play Blitz online. So.
Dude,
I know they were talking about.
Wait, give me 1 minute, Mad Dads. How expensive was the development? Was it over $1 million to develop this game?
I can't disclose it, but it's not cheap.
It was not cheap. Would you consider it one of your more expensive games to get developed?
Say so for sure. I think it's more expensive than NBA Jam, and that was expensive.
Okay, the floor is yours, there, buddy.
Sorry, Mad Dads. We keep cutting you off, man.
I forgot. You know how old I am.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think I did. I think I actually forgot. I was like, hold on, I had it. You have it, and you just lose it real quick.
I told you about that. Don't worry. I got that AARP.
No, I got it. I was just messing.
Oh, Sports Talk. You guys remember Montana Sports Talk football?
What about
no one does, because that game was trash.
Touchdown. It was cool. Like the
game
it was the first time like a Genesis game had voiceover. Yeah.
Still,
here goes for the pass, the 5. Here goes the 10, the 5. Touchdown.
So what about the turn on and off? Like the options? Are you ever going to do that?
Why would we add that to that game? That would bring down the value of the cabinet.
Oh my god.
I love that game though. The first couple of Joe Montana Sports Talk football. Just the fact that you had a voiceover as play-by-play, even though it was janky. It was it was Madden's it was Summerall, right? Was it Summerall?
Pat Summerall.
Pat Summerall, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna ever do options in the cabinets where you can actually turn on and off stuff? Because I know we're getting to that point where you
talking about
you don't have. Huh? Yeah, like you know
violence
how
in particular, like
turn off
Blitz.
blood, turn on blood. You know, y'all ever gonna do
Not the
anything
blood,
like
because like Capcom and WB don't have any problems with blood, so
that? Okay.
we're gonna have any switch to do that. I mean, we try to keep it as arcade, perfect as possible.
This was a special thing. You don't foresee that happening to too many other titles that you
No,
have
and
to.
people are wondering, okay, can we put late hits back in through a code? No, that defeats the purpose of what's. Look,
It was already developed to not have that. Then you have to go development costs all over again, would you not?
actually, it probably wouldn't be too hard to put it back in, but the thing is, we're dealing in reality here. Game of football.
They're not changing their minds. The NFL is not
they're not
changing.
changing minds, and I get it, right? But don't spoil it for the people who like online football.
Mhm.
It's the best out there.
Are you just going to implement? Why don't we make a deal with Draft Day, right? Get them the app to run through the Blitz cabinet. They get a commercial in there, and we get some extra games and stuff like that. They don't mind. They don't mind advertising gambling. The NFL, you can't hit nobody, but you can sure gamble all your money away. So put that app in there. Let them be able to do bets and stuff like that, and then maybe we could get the hits in there.
I like how they throw that little. I like how they throw the little. Oh, if you have a gambling problem, call us.
Dude,
I was like,
wait
yeah.
a minute.
You know what I mean?
I'm not even gonna go that way because that's just special. So, John, what's the next fighting game that's coming out? Is Capcom versus SNK coming too? CVS 2 coming anytime soon? Come on, you can tell me. Nobody's here. The 180 people in the chat.
I'll tell you that it looks like
Tekken or
Capcom
Soul
and
Calibur is coming
SNK
out.
have made
That's what
up.
he said.
It looks like it from the rumors that I've been seeing.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! Sorry, guys. So I have a. First
you're
of
in
all,
a draft.
Yeah, I have a draft. I'm not. I forgot. Oh well, I'm gonna lose this one. I got auto draft, but also I do have to address something. I know that we were trying to plan a fantasy football league for us. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen because, to be honest with you, it's just we had so many other priorities that we just weren't able to implement it. If we were going to do it, we're going to do it right, and so we just didn't. Well, maybe next season, but I think we're going to have something within our little community here to do it though. But sorry about that, guys, because I know that we mentioned that we were going to have a fantasy football draft, and we have an internal one that's happening right now, and I'm auto drafting. It's like a 14-player, like Arcade1up draft. I bet you have the weakest team ever. So,
And they're going to talk that smack because you're probably the only sports fan there.
Hold on. It's not too bad. I'll tell you my picks. Holy cow, this is not bad for these football fans. Okay, my quarterback is Dak Prescott. Not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't pick him because he's a Cowboy, and I hate him. Anybody a Cowboy? That's the one person I don't root for with my my heart. I root with my head, but I cannot pick a Dallas Cowboy.
Well,
You already know that,
guys,
ain't me.
I can't believe that this auto draft probably drafted better. I'm sorry for those football fans who are not football fans out there, but I'm going to tell you my team right now. I'm glad I didn't draft because I don't think I would have drafted better than this. Okay, so my QB1 is Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Solid. I think he'll average about 17 to 20. No, if not more, but let's give him 19.
Okay, next.
Okay. My RB1 is Derrick Henry. Okay,
He could get hurt, so I don't know.
He can get hurt, but come on, when he's healthy, he's the top back in the league.
Okay,
My RB2 is not bad either. Montgomery from Chicago. That's not bad for RB2.
but they have too many
They
running
have health
backs that.
problems. Both of them have health problems.
Okay.
But check this out. My wide receiver 1 is Tyreek Hill.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, but he also has Tua. Tua may not be.
Have you seen him in the preseason? Look,
Everybody look good at preseason. Everybody look good at preseason.
No.
Come on,
hold
you
on.
know it's Tariq.
Everyone looks good in preseason, but you can't like you can't deny.
His numbers are gonna go down. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You want to put money on that?
Look, I'm telling you, yes, he'll number
The
go
800 number to
down because
gambling
you don't
is.
have Patrick Mahomes, but he's still a wide receiver one no matter what draft you're in. Okay, so Tyreek Hill is my wide receiver one, and freaking T Higgins is my wide receiver two. I'm just surprised I don't have a whack team, right? And then DJ Metcalf is my flex. That's not
bad, but he got health issues. You got a lot of health issues, bro.
Hold on. Let me go through it. Godwin does like I have probably the all injury team, but if they do well, if they're like not injured, they're like Chris Godwin is in my bench. Freaking Amari Cooper's my bench. He's a little old, but that's fine. I'll take it.
Amari Cooper's good, but he's don't got a quarterback. Who's his quarterback right now? Jacoby Brissett, right?
So it's like it. Who is it?
Brissett.
They don't have one.
Jacoby. Jacoby's playing the first 11 games.
But hey, you know what? I'll take this team all day. It's solid. If I get some good waiver wire people, I'm happy.
You got some good pieces. I mean, you could probably sucker somebody for Christian McCaffrey.
It's a top set. You know, we got 14 teams. The top 6 team, I think, without having to draft. So I'm happy with it. I thought it was gonna be. Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm boring with everyone for football, but it is football season.
Yeah,
I'm here in LA for a reason.
What are you there for? What's happening?
Official NFL kickoff, worldwide NFL kickoff event in Long Beach. Where
are they going to have any Blitz cabinets there?
Yeah, we're going to have a few Blitz cabinets for people, for people to play, and and record, and there, there's going to be a concert with reggaeton dude J Balvin, and I'm going to be in the hot ass weather. It's like going to be 95 degrees. I'm gonna be there.
But I hope you get some shade. You better sit in the shade, bro.
Water.
Make sure you hydrate. No, not too many treats, because you get you'll try to swallow your tongue.
I cannot do any treats when it's hot.
You'll swallow your tongue and shit. So don't do that. So, oh man, and then Kongs is gonna be going away. He's gonna be in Chicago. I see, because I would expect him to be like live on the scene showing shit for us.
He would have, but he had other plans. So. Yeah, they're going to Chicago. So
going to Chi-Town, baby. Don't eat the pizza. Don't eat the pizza. So John,
Rainwater let you go, because Rainwater, is he from Seattle?
Yes, he is. He is from Seattle.
Hate on DK Metcalf, like he's one of to me, and I hate the Seahawks.
Well, he said he got a trash. He got Geno. Geno ain't throwing no dimes.
Well,
Geno bubble pass every throw he throws.
Hold on. If they used DK Metcalf like 49ers use Deebo Samuels, then
he's a beast.
He'd be a beast. And I bet you they're going to do that, right? Because
they're going to have to now.
He's faster. He's bigger and faster than Deebo. So I'm expecting them to play him as a hybrid wide receiver running back. They'd be smart to do that.
So are you gonna have any famous football players there to promote the unit? Can we expect any?
Not in 95-degree weather.
It's like I was gonna go, but it's too hot. It's too hot.
Yeah, Geno is trash, everyone. We know this, but I think if I was the coach, I'd play DK on a lot of sweeps. You got to utilize the weapons that you do have. Get your best player the ball, the balls in their hand. Right? That's what they did with Deebo, and look how much like he did last year. So.
Okay, we got a $5 super chat here. Will there be a Star Wars re-release? Samurai Showdown when?
I think 2 questions. I think we're trying to figure out the demand for that. For the
360. Yeah, you're right.
You're trying to see there was a.
Oh, there's a demand for some damn Star Wars. That's the most rebought cabinet. That's the most sought out cabinet.
It's probably the highest valued cabinet out there. To be honest,
you be printing money there. You might as well just come out with that. Just come out. Okay,
we're looking at it.
Samurai Showdown. When that happening, bro?
I mean, like there's a lot of titles, a lot of fighting games.
I'd rather have like Tekken or Samurai.
Yeah, so
Soul Calibur or something like that.
Tekken is probably something that would likely precede a Samurai Showdown. For
Because
Yeah, 'cause you can have the three.
Tekken is more of a demand.
Yeah.
Like, I know you did show some pictures of you talking to some people over there in Bandai Namco. And I know you was in the suite over there in Evo. So did you have a couple of conversations about what's going on with Tekken?
We always have conversations. It's just a matter of when. Everything is just a matter of when. So it's like, we talk about it and say, hey, we want to promote whatever it is. Say it's Tekken, and then we say, what's going on with Tekken?
Yeah, because Tekken 8's coming soon, right?
Yeah, so like Tekken 8, and then they go, okay, when's? Yeah, they kind of tease Tekken 8 weirdly. That's a weird ass. That's probably the weirdest reveal at Evo. That was yuck. But so it's when we have these discussions with our publishers, we're always trying to figure out, like, is there an anniversary? Is there a Netflix show? Because we have limited cabinets with so many IPs that we need to slot in. So we have to be really careful. Like, okay, we want to target like anniversaries or again TV shows or new content or re-releases. Things like that,
Will Tekken have lobbies?
We're gonna leave that alone.
I doubt it. I bet you that's from the Cold Mystic team. They will probably not have it.
So we demand MK4. Where we are on MK4.
Oh,
look, if it was up to me personally, of course I would want MK4, but it's not my money. I'm not the one taking the risk. Do
you think? Okay.
It's not my money.
So we're at 100 or something.
Even though Tekken 4 is not a very well received game and everything else, if we can continue to, have different re-releases of the MK franchise and legacy, of course you want more content in there. And MK4, I do see the value of it being the last MK arcade title. So it does make sense. It's just that, again, I probably repeat myself. MK4, has that played well on MAME or any other platform? No, right? And there's a reason for that. I think it's called
Hercules board,
something like that, right? That board is interesting. It's intricate. It's unique, and so that's why you don't see it on MAME or anything else. And then if that's the case, then that means development cost is going to be really expensive. And then, we had this discussion about, like, okay, the additional cost for a game. It's Zeus board, you're right. The additional cost for this, and you amortize that over a small amount of units, you're losing money. But if it wasn't my money, I'd be all for it.
So the question
basically,
is,
that's like an Infinity gaming table type of thing for Kickstarter or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
If you guys want to kickstart it, we could try it. Like, if you want us to get more information, I can ask Nicole, put a poll up, see what's up.
Because
I want to give it a fair shake. A lot of times, I kid around with MK, because I've always trolled their fans ever since the beginning of my career. Well, not beginning, but when I was Capcom, right? And you have to know the context of this, right? Capcom and
they've been at war for
a
long time,
right? But they would whoop our ass in sales every single time. I was getting my ass whooped in sales every single time because
the dark ages of the Capcom years.
Dude, the production value, even though I don't like MK's fighting system, like, the production value of that game, like, far surpasses anything Street Fighter, except for now, right? Street Fighter 6 now, like, has caught up in terms of production value, finally, right? But you can't compare the production value between MK and the
Well, the
amount of budget
cut
they
scenes,
put
the
out there, right?
storyline.
Yeah, so like exactly. So Street Fighter, I always say, really, it's for the FGC, right? You know, the hardcore FGC or the FGC fans, and I could say that Street Fighter is more FGC than Mortal Kombat. But Mortal Kombat is more for mainstream. You know,
Mhm.
it's gore porn, or it's and they're able to do stuff like put cameo
Mhm.
appearances from like how am I gonna, you know, I'm gonna put out another version of Cameo and they have like, you know, Freddy Krueger. You know, they can put all these like people like they have no
They
rules.
can pull from so much because they got WB backing them.
Yeah, but like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for Capcom, it was very like, you know, rigid. Like, this is okay. Should we put in Rival Schools characters? Should we put in Final Fight characters? And that was always the debate where like I could see like they got Arnold Schwarzenegger from T2 over at MK. So you know, when you see me like teasing MK fans, it's just me continuing to troll them from my old Capcom days. But you know, I love it. So don't think I don't like it, but there was a very competitive, you know, thing with me and MK.
Is cruising never gonna happen? Is
It's possible. I definitely think it's possible.
so? What's the okay? Because there's a crazy guy in the community. You know him by Welcome to Die.
Yeah,
This motherfucker wants a like the wave racing game. What is that? Hydro Thunder?
yeah. Hydro Thunder.
That ain't never happening, bro.
No, the reason why it won't happen is because the right way to play Hydro Thunder is in a freaking, you know, real moving. What do we call them?
the jet ski.
Jet ski, right? That's the best way. If you ain't playing it that way, you shouldn't even play the game.
So you see the limitation is not that we can't get it run. We could get it in
No, we can get
standing
it to
format.
run.
It's just that would it be true to what you remember?
I mean, like, what are we gonna sell? A big old jet ski? How you gonna package that? You make that out of wood?
I just asked the question for the people. I think he's Riri for even asking that, but you know that's what he wants.
Welcome
He wants
to
that.
as a different. Oh, it's a boat, right? That was just like a little.
Yeah, he wants that, and he wants freaking
Isn't it a Sea-Doo?
he wants a big ass. He's a big
Big-ass
boy.
Sea-Doo, right?
He's a big boy. He wants freaking. Hang on, he wants a mini motorcycle in his house.
Is that what they call it? Those Sea-Doos and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Come
It's
on,
not
man.
made out of wood.
We only give you the wood.
That's pretty nice that you say you can kick. You're probably thinking about kickstarting that. I mean,
Yeah, you
because
can.
I know some of the stuff that y'all really don't, not thinking it might not work, but then y'all did the Infinity and then it turned out, looks like it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, you know, that's good point you make, Mad Dads, and that's why like it's great that we have Liv on board because she's experienced in crowdfunding for hardcore fans. Like, I gotta tell you, like, I'm so impressed by her. You know, she really loves the fans. You know, me, I'm so. I love most of y'all, but her, like, she goes. You know, we took that list, our loyalty list, and she's going line by line by line, and we're talking about almost 2,000. She goes, "Hey, I went through every line, making sure like periods or commas were replaced by periods, and everyone would get their email and all that." It took her hours, and I said, "That's love," and I love to see that, you know. So I just want to say that when you have someone in the community or someone advocating for the community who actually loves the community like her, and like she fell in love instantly with us, you know, that's invaluable to have someone like that on our side. So props to you. I felt so good when I read that text from her last night saying that she spent hours trying to fix that list.
We got a $5 super chat from Anthony Vitale. You know his work. He said, "Is there any possibility that we get an American Laser cabinet like Mad Dog McCree 1 and 2, and Who Shot John Rock?"
I'm very familiar with those games. I just don't know if there's a commercial you know, that's a commercial title.
Lethal Enforcers,
Possibly, that's probably better. You know.
Moonwalker.
Yeah.
I already knew that was gonna be like a no.
You know, I used to sing old Jackson 5 songs to my kids as lullabies, and I don't do it anymore.
Well, that's got to give you a clearance sale. That's got to put that IP at a low price now.
Oh man, it's like, Daddy, how come you not singing like, you know? Nah, I don't want to even go there, guys. Like, I don't want to touch that.
Point Blank 1 and 2.
One of my favorite games on the PlayStation 1, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Area 51.
Like, if you didn't have that, dude, that was like probably my favorite
Shooting game.
console shooting game, even more than Virtua Cop. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that since this could be one of your favorite games, that's a possibility, because I saw recently that Time Crisis, Steel Runner, and Point Blank got their license renewed for but it said non-coin operational. Like, why would they point that out?
Why would they do that?
Why would they point that out? I mean, like, the only
what other non-operational games would there be?
Just saying, like,
you know, maybe there's a system that has a peripheral, that has a gun peripheral on there that can play those games. Who knows?
But
you know what they do now? They slide that card. That's what it is. Now,
but okay, but the question that I have is that those are Nami what do you call it? Bandai Namco games, right?
Yes. Yes.
You have a relationship with Bandai Namco.
They're like my best friends.
And so, like, you also have like gun games and gun technology already.
Yeah.
So
you know,
if I was a betting guy,
it's officially confirmed. Everyone has to know that. Like, there's been rumors of titles that were released, leaked, that have never been released. So you can never count on those. 95% of the time you can't.
There's somebody who likes to be tortured here. They said ghouls and ghosts.
Oh my gosh, that's like torture.
Yeah,
that's a hard ass game to play, bro.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I get why people like playing that game, because if you're good at it, you're probably good at memorization. But
if we did, we can. I mean, like I said, that Kickstarter and like games like like House of the Dead and stuff like that. Maybe that's something that we should do. Like, if y'all, I don't know what you're gonna do with Liz and all that. Maybe be like, hey, House of the Dead. You talking about what was the other one we said?
Sorry to interrupt, but yes, like if you're talking about Sega shooters, right? You know, you have House of the Dead, House of the Dead 2, Virtua Cop 2, and a whole bunch of other shooters.
So they're pretty good.
We're gonna go a little rapid fire, but I want to ask a couple of questions before I let you go.
Sure. We still got 174 people in the chat. I'm at
175, baby.
I'm surprised they're still even around. This got a little.
So the question in terms of, now that we have Naomi games running, does that mean that unlocks the door for Naomi? Or can we expect more titles from that?
Yeah. So, look, we're not building a Naomi emulator to build MVC2, right? We're using Flycast Dojo, which has also a lot of Naomi / Dreamcast games. And so, yes, there are learnings that through this development that could help us with future Naomi games for sure. And so there is a pathway to other games because of it. Is it still easy? No, every game has its own intricacies. But yeah, I mean, it does make sense that once you open the door to a really good version of Fivecast Dojo on our system, that it opens up a lot. Like I said, when you're developing a game and you're starting from scratch and you don't have game code, right? The best way is to look what's been out there, right? You know, let's look at MAME, and let's look at version. Is there a good version out there in MAME? Is there a good version out there in FB Alpha? Is there a good version out there in Flycast Dojo? Then you compare that to the real code. And then you actually have resources to say, okay, these are the weaknesses of the main version. Just like when Simpsons Bowling was very difficult to do, they have voices and everything, but you can use that as a baseline to create learnings and optimize that code, and then basically put that code into your hardware. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's all right. We're gonna turn the page because Retro Ralph got a question for you.
I don't even know where it's going.
Retro Ralph, he's in your guys' heads. He knows how y'all think. He says, "Streets of Rage cab. Is it a coincidence that the movie's coming out? You could coincide it with the movie coming out, and I know it's not an arcade cabinet, but
it's not.
Those games translate well.
You know, when I was playing Streets of Rage, didn't it require a lot of use of the shoulder buttons?
No,
Not really, right?
No. Like the only one would be if we went all the way to Streets of Rage 4, but the other ones were like
Streets of Rage 4. I'm talking Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage, that's easy. Like
but you could give us 1, 2, and 3. Make that
no one gonna buy that. No one ain't gonna buy that. If we're gonna do something, we'd probably look into Streets of Rage 4, which we.
You could do it. You could still do it
easily, but if you don't already have it. But the Streets of Rage 4 is something like I don't know how well that translates to an arcade setting. But if that'd be the only path to a Streets of Rage cabinet is if 4 was included, right? Or else no one's gonna buy Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, a console game into a 3/4 scale. Get out of here with that. That's not gonna happen.
Virtual tennis.
Oh,
I love virtual tennis.
That was arcade.
It was arcade.
Yeah, I believe that was arcade, and I would love a virtual tennis online. Holy
dude,
cow.
I would fuck you up in that game, bro. That's my shit. You don't want to see me on that, bro. I got that top spin.
I got the top spin, the back spin.
Okay. I will battle you. Day one. If that comes out, you come here and I'm gonna whip that ass.
First of all, I tested the Virtual Tennis 2 for Dreamcast at Sega, so I was okay at the game. But people always think that they're good at the game until they play other good players, and then they go, "Oh, I'm not that good."
Oh, that ain't no problem for me. I will whip your ass at that game. That's the one game. There's like a handful of games that I'm confident in, and virtual tennis is my shit.
I don't say no. I don't say no. I'm just silent.
You gotta play Capriati.
Play me, and that's it. You know what I mean?
There's only a few games, and that's one of them. Now someone whips my ass, and then I feel defeated. I'm like, damn, that one game I got, and you got me. So
that's whoever said that virtual tennis is actually a cab that.
Dude, I that was one of my most played games on my Dreamcast.
You know what? I put Virtua 1, Virtua 2, and Virtua Striker, and what are the Virtua sports games? And Virtua Sports Athlete, something like the Olympic Games. I put all the Virtua Sports in one cabinet. You know what I mean? That'd be dope.
I'm telling you,
about that. That's
get that, and just give me my open ice. Give me my.
That's what I say. He don't care about that, but his open ice. That's.
You know what? I already told you the problems with open ice.
I know, but listen to me. That's a title that even people who never like watching hockey love that game. And if you can have 3 sports cabinets, the Midway, be your Midway slut, and I get you a NBA Jam, Blitz, and open ice there, and then on the other side, just to be nice, I'll get me a freaking Golden Tee. That's my man cave right there, bro. You done set it up. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I mean, the first hockey one I played was Blades of Steel. That was like,
Blades of Steel
that was my favorite.
Konami, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was like. That was my favorite game on there.
Yeah, Blades of Steel was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, what? You can fight in this one?
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? I was
You
like,
hella
okay,
fight in that
cool.
game.
So,
Yeah.
so John, the moral of the story is that if you want this for Christmas, you might want to wake
Yes,
your
let's go
ass
back
up
to MVC2,
and
guys.
get this.
Okay. I want everyone to say, hey, John D was wrong. 5 days later, I was able to get the cab, and I'd be like, hallelujah. You know, I was wrong. But I don't know if I'll be wrong. But, you know, if I'm wrong, that means the people who want the cabinet got the cabinet. That makes me happy. For the people who don't get the cabinet tomorrow, I'm sorry. You know, there's things that were outside of our control. Like I said before in the past, we don't set the numbers. The retailers set our numbers for us, right? Because they're the one buying. And if you don't get it tomorrow, then there's another chance you might get it. We'll probably trying to pinch another loaf before the end of the year. So, you know, tomorrow, I would say wake up early, or at least sleep with your phone on some notifies. You know,
I just say if you
like
you pay attention to Twitter and all those Facebook groups because they're gonna know before anybody else know.
For sure. Okay,
they're gonna know before anybody else knows. Like when I told you that you was clowning me. You was clowning me. I said, no, man, I think this shit is real. He's like, no, it's not. Oh, everybody's just blowing shit up. So, dude, Retro Ralph hits us with another 5. He says, when is my Dongle Fighter CE and Dongle Fighter Turbo coming out?
So, you know, if it were up to me, I'd give my dongle widely to everybody. I would give my dongles not to just
listen, John, this is how I feel about the situation.
Tell me.
If I think that it should be for individuals who are promoting the community and fostering online gameplay with the community, not someone who's just, you know, wants a fly by night, come in there and wants to, you know, they weren't there in the beginning. People who put in the work and said, listen, I want to show this community off. I want them to have a reason to come. And I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything like that. It's just that it's funny how you weren't there. You didn't care about the community. And why pretend to care now?
I don't know if it's much about pretending to care about it. I think some people just want it just, you know, for promoting their own stuff. But I get that. Like, I wish I had enough of my dongle to give to every one of y'all. You know?
I don't want your dongle, bro.
Let me finish the point. Like, my dongle is very popular. And I'd love to spread the love to everybody. Okay? And so, but I have to be, you know, realistic. My dongle can't satisfy everyone for the demand. Right? It's not that long enough to do that. So I have to say, like, okay, then, you know, who do I give my dongle to? And to be fair, you're right. It's like, you know, I want to grow the community. The best way to grow a community is people who've done community tournaments first, and then then I'll give my dongles to them. But you know, and I wish I had more dongle for everybody.
He said, "I'll pay good for a good dongle." There's gonna be a lot of dongles, so
there'll be a lot of dongles.
They're gonna be sliding in them DMs between you selling dongles and stuff like that.
It's coming, man. It's coming, Chris. It's coming.
I just like to say that word dongle. It's funny.
But John, this is what I will say. I'm gonna hold you accountable. Because you've been talking about this shit since like the beginning of time. It's like, you know, the Book of Genesis.
Yeah,
the dongle, you know, all that dongle shit.
I've been talking about it for about a year.
Yeah, nah, longer than that, bro. No. Longer than that. This is when the One Up Weekly was a thing, and it's been over a year.
Dongles there?
Yeah, you've been talking about dongles there, bro. So let this make this a thing. Show off these lobbies because we showed if there's an event, if there's people saying, "Listen, we're gonna be here at this time." People show up in those lobbies, man.
Yeah.
People show up.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm gonna make it a priority to get some dongles out there.
We got a $5 super chat from Retro Ruff. He says, "Okay, serious question. Will you consider giving me a dongles, or at least let me borrow it behind a TJ Maxx in my wrestling boat?"
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I heard there's a lot of activities that goes
Behind there.
Around there.
Yeah, I heard that it's beyond and popping over there.
Someone asked me from my DMs from someone who came back from TJ Maxx if they could get a dongle like weeks ago.
Oh, they wanted that dongle.
They
Okay,
wanted that dongle.
so I think you listen, John.
Yeah.
If I'm not canceled,
it's time to end the show.
yeah. If I'm not canceled by the next
No.
show, who knows?
You're getting me in trouble. You guys, all these
Listen,
inside jokes are just jokes. You know. You guys
Listen,
do it too, okay?
here we
Don't be
play.
Okay.
Here
Y'all talk
we
smack about me too.
play free. We willy nilly over
It's
here.
all fair. It's all fair in the game. No one's naming names. Okay. I love y'all, all of y'all, even you, and you too, who I stole from.
Don't go there. Don't start.
Craziness,
Anyway.
man. It's like craziness out there.
Okay.
Crazy talk.
With that being said, guys,
That being said, let's end the show. 'Cause I
we're
think-
ending the show. If you want that Marvel vs. Capcom 2, keep your alerts on because it's gonna be on and popping tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for
Peace
stopping
out.
by.
Sorry if I
Hit
hurt
that
feelings,
bell.
okay? No hurt feelings. It's all love.
We love you all. Keep it popping.
Peace.